see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place, off the liquor that we chase. Got some egos to the face, baby I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine. Got a fine little body and her mind's kinda naughty. They say that once you taste it, you cannot replace it. She could get you high, all the dopamine inside triggers fast once she's naked. Her body's a creation. They say the devil made her for his entertainment, but even he couldn't learn how to contain it. Her high heels make a damn good statement. There is no replacement, a body by Satan. She got a bad little waist, and we tearing down this place. Off the liquor that we chase, got some egos to the face. Baby, I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so insane. Jealous of the clothing that she wears up on a tight frame. All game, no shame, baby came here to play. I feel like an addict cause she's sex, drugs, cocaine.
Yo, good tune, good tune. Just figuring out some sound settings here. How's everybody this morning? Or afternoon, I guess I should say. Mr. Remote, welcome. Agalos, welcome. Let's see here. Had a video. Oh, I wanted to show something real quick here on our president's post. So everyone knows my name, but this is what that straight up is. This is promoting more indoctrination here. Let's start them earlier. Let's start them at 3 and 4 years old. If I had a child that was of school age, they would not be in public school right now. That's crazy. This video here is from Press NH Now. We released it this morning. I haven't seen much of him. It's glad to see him back out there again. So we're going to play this.
Where? You don't say. What do you mean?
What are you here for?
Who are you?
I'm asking, what are you here for?
You're checking
Super Bowl? I don't know.
Why wouldn't you just identify yourself?
Well, that's
Asking
the
me-
question I have for you.
Who I'm doing? Well, it's none of your business. How about that? Hopefully. Hopefully, right? She'd be trespassing.
So why do you have a backpack?
What's your name? I'm checking on my employees, too. It's kind of ironic. Yeah, yeah. Did you ask what was in my backpack?
Yeah.
Why is that any of your concern? Why, do you want to take a look at it?
No.
You're not going to anyway.
Police will. They have to.
No, they won't.
Okay.
It's a Fourth Amendment violation. Do you have anything in your pockets I should know about?
I'm just asking you why you have a backpack.
It's none of your business. We done here? Or?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I thought we were. I was done before you even said we were done, so. What's going on, everyone? This is Press NH Now over here today in Ringe, New Hampshire at the town hall. Today we're going to be conducting a First
I'll have
Amendment
to
audit to see if
reactivate
they
my
respect
YouTube
our rights
TV
to
if I
film here in
do.
public. Today's date is December 19th, 2022. Please make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to my channel at Press NH Now. I appreciate all your support. Also, check out my playlist to see some videos you might not have seen in the past. Hit that like button, let all your friends and family know about my activism in and around the New England states. Always check a description, all links will be included. Donations are greatly appreciated. They do help me continue my activism in and around the New England area. We're going to get right to it here, guys. Take a tour of the building, pull some public records. Enjoy the video.
Hi, how are you?
There you
Can I
go.
help you?
I'm just taking a look around the building.
Oh. Oh, this area here is just for employees only.
Where?
Past the, oh, that red tape.
You don't say.
I'm sorry?
You don't say.
Yeah.
I don't think I needed to be reminded of that. Is Kim here today?
She's not. She works Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. Okay. Are you in the assessor's office?
I am. I work with the contract assessment.
Okay. Do you know anything about the data that you just received from the cyclical? From the assessments that you did around town? That they ended on like the 15th or so.
That was the goal. We're still out there this week. So,
You're still out there?
Yeah, I mean, we're aiming to end everything and get it all in the system by the end of the year. As of right now. So,
Okay. Did you advise the town that you?
yeah, they know we're here.
No, I know that, but I mean, you said until the 15th. Did you tell the town that you were going to be around?
That was a courtesy. Generally, we don't tell people because we're always out doing inspections.
Okay.
Year-round,
So you just randomly go onto people's private properties?
Yeah, that's the same for every town. Basically, check those assessments.
Okay. So if people refuse or tell you to get off their property, do they have to?
Yeah.
They do, right?
If there's no trespassing, private property, even if they're looking to wear a dog sign, we just don't go.
Okay. So you just skip right over it?
Look at it from the road and then send a letter generally to request an inspection after
Okay.
the fact.
And what happens if they refuse?
Then we have to go with what we have. We have no ability to force our way onto a property.
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Okay. Have there been any issues that you know of since it started with any property owners or calling the police or anything like that?
I mean, just generic people calling, making sure they are who they are, say they are.
Well, yeah.
But as far as any incidents, you have to ask upstairs because I'm only here once a week.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly every day.
Okay.
Get calls and things like that.
Okay. Do you actually work with that data right now? Are you working on that or with that?
So as far as assessing goes, we always have data in the system. It's always live data.
Yeah.
And then the only thing that changes is if we go out to the property and
Yeah.
say a measurement's off, we'll come back and fix the measurement.
Okay. So you're working with the assessment team?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What was it? KR. I think it's KRT. Where are they out of? Here. I think
Main office.
it is Haverhill. Okay. All right. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. You too. You guys will work there. We'll train you. It's nice. Do you have a business card over here? Or-
Yeah, those are all our cards.
Which one's yours?
Yep,
Deb.
exactly.
Deb. Didn't I ask if Deb was here?
You asked
No,
about
Kim. Kim. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
I will correct myself when I'm wrong. Can I just ask you a question? What made you think? Like, did you think I was going to go by there? Or, like, what made
It's
you?
just a general
What
thing
me?
that we,
Yeah, but why would you? Do you think I was going to?
many people just walk right through.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, they do. No. And Lori's a town employee, so.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully, right? She'd be trespassing. All right, cool.
See what's going on.
Alright.
Hey.
Well,
He did ask about, he was asking about where he could get the information on how much town spends on KRT.
it's listed in our budget.
It is.
Okay, that's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Okay.
I just didn't have.
Where would that budget be?
You can
Online.
find that online,
Okay.
in our town report.
Okay. Was there an issue with me being in here? Or?
No,
Oh, you said you were checking on me?
no, just checking on my employees.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna be down here a while ago, but Susan had emailed me. You were coming down to talk about Kingsway.
Yeah, I got stuck in a meeting.
I'm checking on my employees too.
Oh,
It's
are you
kinda ironic.
videoing?
Yeah.
It's fine. People do this in every town.
Not every town, but they should.
I've had it happen plenty of times, so I'm used to it.
Nice.
It's just they walk around, videotape, ask questions, and go on their merry way.
Wow.
Sorry.
Ooh.
What are you here for?
What do you mean?
What are you here for?
Who are you?
I'm asking, what are you here for?
What are you here for?
He's one of our
He's the
selectmen.
board of selectmen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just
Yeah.
a member of the public
For-
reviewing what's going on in the town.
Oh, well, why don't you admit it?
Admit it.
Yeah.
Do I have to?
No.
Well, why wouldn't you just identify yourself?
Well, that's
Asking
the
me
question I have for you.
who I'm doing? Well, it's none of your business. How about that?
Okay.
Since you wanted to start off a rude conversation.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm being rude.
You were
but,
rude.
Okay. My apologies.
What's your name?
So why do you have a backpack?
What's your name?
Carl Pruder.
Carl Pruder. Do you have a business card?
I do.
Can I have one?
I don't think I have one on me. It's upstairs.
Can we go and get one?
It's available.
It's available. Let's go and get one. Carl.
So,
Did you ask what was in my backpack? Why is that any of your concern?
because we have a problem nowadays.
You do. Oh, you mean like this day and age? Is that what you mean?
Hey, Heather.
Do you have anything in your pockets I should know about?
Oh, okay.
I'm just asking why you have a backpack.
It's none of your business.
No, okay.
En route to
People like
what?
to travel, you know?
Let him out?
There's.
Why, do you want to take a look at it?
No.
You're not going to anyway.
Space will if they have to.
No, they won't.
Okay.
It's a Fourth Amendment violation
To do what?
to search and seize my property.
Well, they're not seizing it unless it's.
They're not searching it either, so.
Okay.
We could test that theory if you'd like to call them.
So what motivates you?
I'm not going to answer any more of your questions,
Okay.
to be honest. I don't like your demeanor.
And you were saying I'm being rude. So what motivates you?
It's none of your business. People like you.
Okay.
You get him out?
We done here? Or?
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, I thought we were.
Is there,
I was
is there
done
any
before you even said we were
coverage
done,
on it,
so.
Okay.
Heather?
Hi, Carl. What is there an issue here?
No, I don't have an issue.
Oh, is it the way I'm dressed?
No, we were just checking on to see who was in the building, that's all.
Anybody could be in this building. It's a public building.
It is.
It is. Yeah.
Let us know if we can help you in any way, okay?
Yeah. Bye. Huh.
That's crazy. Poor kid.
Hey, Carl.
Hey, Carl. See if I can find anything on it. I don't
Yep.
see anything.
Unknown person. Look at that. Making sure I don't go through, huh? It's funny. You told me once, you know. Can I play Limbo? You think that would be kind of funny? I don't think I'd make it. What was his problem?
I understand what you're doing.
What was his issue, though?
I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
Right? Just talk to me like a person right now.
Okay.
You have to understand.
What do I have to
where-
understand?
You have to understand where we're coming from. Person walks in with a mask.
It's cold out.
No, I get that.
So you're gonna discriminate because of the way I'm dressed? Is that what you're doing?
I was trying to kind of get on your side a little bit, but I guess I.
No, well, look, you're the only one that actually has been. I don't know where you got your education from. I appreciate
I've
it.
dealt with other people that do what you do.
Deal with? So you deal with us?
I've interacted with them. Is that a better word? I'm sorry.
With people like myself?
Someone else that came into a town hall with a camera
Here?
and asked questions. I've worked in all over the state.
Okay.
So that's
Yeah.
all I was.
Which one are you referring to? So I can kind of refer back to it.
Londonderry. I was there when that one happened.
Londonderry. Who was it? Do you know?
In a mask.
I don't know if I've ever been over in Londonderry, to be
I'm not
honest.
saying it to you. I was just saying something similar happened, and with the situation, I've seen how they can spiral out of control.
Yeah, it almost did with Carl.
Howdy, effing.
He should control himself a little bit more, being a select board, member. It just that.
Keep us updated, Heather. This is we can jump in and show some support any way we can. Let us know, please. Thanks a lot.
That's exactly what I'm looking for, right there.
I'm actively trying to find another person for second shift here, so I'm going to be doing this one. So.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking for your demeanor. You know what I mean? With the respect that you're showing me, I'm going to show the same respect.
Well,
with him.
I'm an assessor. I'm used to getting yelled at.
I'm not going to yell at you, man. There's no reason to yell at you. But when, like the directive she gave me not to pass this line. I mean, there's a red tape. It's pretty common sense. I don't need to be reminded.
To her side, you think it's common sense.
It is
I can't
common
tell you
sense.
how many people walk right in here.
Well, until then, you probably should not, tell people. There's no sense. I mean, this right here speaks volumes right here.
Well, that was supposed to be up. It's normally up, but we come in and out sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, if somebody really wanted to come back here, they really could, to be honest. I mean, come on, you're not going to stop them with this. It's just silly. That's all. It's unnecessary. But yeah, no, Carl, I mean, I don't know what his problem is, but all right, I fixed him real quick. He thought the police were going to come here and search my bag. That's hilarious. Why, do you want to take a look at it?
No.
You're not going to anyway.
Police will, if they have to.
No, they won't.
Okay.
It's a Fourth Amendment violation, So. All right, well, I appreciate it, man.
Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you. You too. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm going to give the same respect I get back. We started off good. We're going to end it off good. Carl up there, he's on my naughty list at this point, so I'll fix him, though.
So he'll be back.
Have a good one.
Okay. I bought juice and didn't fill up my shit last night.
Hey, Carl. What's up, Carl? Oh, man, he thinks he runs this town. Carl thinks he runs this town, huh?
Sorry?
You think you run this town, huh?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Anyway.
Anywho. Is that your office?
No.
Oh, what are you doing in there?
It's the budget office.
Oh, it is? Cool. Let me get a peek. Oh, look at that. Hi, Carl. Incredible. Look at that, so they close the blinds. You guys close the blinds.
Yeah,
For what?
she's got work to do.
Oh, am I distracting her?
A little bit, that's all right.
I am?
That's okay.
Oh, man. Wow. Seems like you guys are distracting yourselves. So how do I do a public records request if she's closed?
You need the form?
Well,
Or what do you-
either a form or I could just send it on an email or
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna do a records request with her. Just
Monday.
train her on it. You want to just stand by with her and just kind of teach her how to take a public record by form. So I was gonna ask for the position, name, title, and salary of the of certain employees. Well, I'm not looking for it right now. I think it's 5 days for a response for the 91A. Okay. How is she to help people if their blinds are closed? Confused. Alright. And do you have her name?
What's up, Denise?
And yeah, because I don't have her name. I have, what's his name? Carl's.
Okay.
Do you have her name?
She's temporary filling in for the secretary.
Okay.
Right here in green is
Betsy
Betsy.
Lambert?
Yep.
Thank you. And how is she supposed to work if the blinds are down?
She's working on the computer.
Okay, so if anybody comes over here, yeah, so if somebody comes over here, rings the bell, she'll open it up and, okay. All right, we'll test that. Thank you. All right, so here's my record request.
Yeah, no kidding. Welcome, Anonymous. Hello? Hello, Sanchez? Okay, this is Norm with Impact Employment.
Hi, Betsy. Hi. That's a public records request. If you want to just give it to whoever needs it. And if I can just get a copy signed and dated saying that you received it, that'd be great.
Weird. Yeah, that's my first name.
Okay. Yep. That's fine. Okay. Yep.
Oh, shit.
Carl Pruder is one of our selections.
Okay.
And he's also in the town report if you go on ringenh.org.
Okay.
Under the executive, I think it's the first line in the budget.
Okay.
It says the wages for three selections.
Okay.
You just divide that number by.
I have to do that work?
Yeah.
You can if you want.
No, I'm requesting the town to do that for me.
I'm just letting you know, sir, that there are other options, but we will get to this request.
Okay, so how do I mean, so you said she's temporary, part-time, or?
Yeah, we have
Okay. I mean, is she being paid? Okay, so that's what I need. I need an hourly wage or, you know, whatever she's made
All
from.
right, well, like I said, I stamped it that we received it today.
Okay.
And we'll get back to you on it.
Okay, all right. Can I have a copy? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they go missing sometimes, so. All right, thank you.
Hey,
Appreciate
thanks
it.
for
Have a
the
good day.
sub.
You too.
Holmeyer. Keep calm and carry yourself outside.
So they want me to do the work.
I just
And, that's not what we paid before. So.
remember as well.
All right, everybody. So that's going to be it over here today in Ringe, New Hampshire, at the town hall for our First Amendment audit. Didn't go too bad. I have had
We got some things lined up here.
in
We're gonna
the
watch a
past,
quick short
as
first.
we all know, that have seen my videos in the past. This one wasn't too bad. I did have Carl downstairs. He is a member of the select board, who is asking me all sorts of, you know, questions about, you know, what's in my backpack, what am I doing there, who am I, you know, the whole 9 yards. So I didn't really care too much for his demeanor. He was questioning me, you know, left and right, and I don't like that too much.
23 months, almost 2 years.
You know, the way he was coming off. So, but other than that, not too bad. Police were not dispatched.
23 months in a row.
We're gonna get out of here. So I appreciate your support. Please make sure you go like, share, and subscribe to my channel at Press NH Now. Also, check out my playlist to see some
Get that
videos you
free
might not
money
have seen
from
in the past. Hit that like button
Amazon.
to let your friends and family know about my activism
You have an
in
Amazon
and around the New
Prime.
England states. Always check the description.
You
All
do
links
have
will
a
be
free
included.
sub
Donations are greatly
monthly.
appreciated. They do help me
If you
continue
use
my
it
activism in and
with
around
me,
the
I
New
will be
England
forever
states.
grateful. I do
Until the next
restream
one,
this
guys,
to Twitch
Press and
most
H
of the
now.
time too.
Over and out.
Sweet. Watch this real quick.
Jack, better tell you about the State of the Union, man.
So, what state is the Union in?
We're gonna be bringing back American manufacturing.
That's what you plan on doing. That's not the state the Union is in.
Pat's gonna pay you $130 to work in the fields of dreams. I'm gonna give universal child care.
What state is the Union in?
We're gonna lower inflation without
Joe,
cutting
I
wages.
need you to
We're gonna,
tell me
We're gonna get
the
the police
state
what
of
they
the
need,
Union.
man. We're gonna make
What
sure those cops
state
always
is the
got the
Union
stuff they
in?
need to get the
Joe,
job done.
what is
Gonna
the
steal
state
the
of
burger.
the Union
We're gonna
right
build a
now?
wall.
That was Trump's idea.
The wall just got 10 feet taller.
What is the state of the Union right now?
I'm gonna cure cancer.
We're screwed.
Hey there, Jack. Better tell you about the State of the
Zelensky is cracking down on Ukrainian corruption, finally getting rid of an oligarch with inconvenient connections to the world's clumsiest laptop owner, Hunter, as well as making the country ready for the post-war reconstruction. Probably time for peace any minute now. War with China! Hello there, you 6 million awakening wonders. Thanks for joining me on this voyage towards truth and freedom, where we have to pull together an incredibly diverse set of facts, data from all over the place. Keep our eyes open, be aware of our own biases, media bias, institutional bias, the interests of the powerful. We put all this stuff together, we share it with you, you tell us what you think, and we grow together. That's what news should be, not old school, what does the government want us to think? What's most convenient for the world's most powerful interest? We'll just think that then. Although this story is becoming more fascinating by the day because powerful people are getting involved and powerful interests are being affected. Zelensky is kicking out corrupt government officials, an oligarch with ties to Hunter Biden, all presumably to prepare Ukraine for the post-war 100% digital utopia that territory is being prepared for. You will be fascinated to know that one person commentating on all this is the world's favorite philanthropist who has no interest but helping people, Mr. Not Friends with Epstein, just had dinner with him. Bill Gates had this to say about Ukraine.
You know, the Ukrainian...
Jesus. I love the title. Holy shit. This guy's just creepy, man.
government is one of the worst in the world.
Oh, but Zelensky, hero, Zelensky.
You know, corrupt, controlled by a few rich people. I mean, really.
Oh, that sounds terrible. You know what I hate, Bill, is when like rich people use their influence to direct outcomes of like, I don't know, global pandemics, agriculture, stuff like that. Does that get on your nerves?
I mean, really unfortunate for the people in Ukraine. Ukraine has better agricultural land than the United States does.
What? Better agriculture land in a country the size of Georgia.
Well, you'd know. You fucking own most of it.
I mean, it is the breadbasket of Europe. It's an incredible location.
If only there was some way we could get our hands on it.
Hopefully, post-war, as it gets rebuilt, you know, it'll first come up to Eastern European levels, then eventually European levels.
There's a very presumptuous way of looking at the world and a very presumptuous position to prescribe how events will unfold. That is real power. Not only that, that's real power when it's not aware of how powerful it's being. It's just unconsciously describing how global events will unfold.
So it's a country that has a lot of promise.
A lot of promise. And I promise I'm going to take some of it. Okay, so you heard Bill Gates just then. Ukraine is one of the most corrupt governments in the world. Remember, I'm not saying that Ukrainian people shouldn't be helped. Of course they bloody well should be helped. It's terrible, terrible that they're suffering in this war. But saying Ukraine was corrupt, back in 2015, even mainstream media news outfits would tell you, look at this headline. It was accepted that it was a corrupt country. And in fact, the 2014 coup, you know about this stuff now, don't you? You know about how complex their politics is. So we're not dealing with just Ukraine are the goodies and Russia are the baddies. It's a bit more complicated than that. So it shouldn't be turned into a saccharine Hollywood narrative with Zelensky turning up at the Golden Globes and being given Oscars for a war.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear participants of the 80th
Oscars for a war.
Award ceremony.
The Golden Globes, at best, is a frivolous, hopeless, awful waste of time. Gratifying it with the presence of a political leader during a war. It was a really curious event. But this has been a curious war. Do you remember that Sean Penn literally gave Zelensky an Oscar?
This is for you. Oh, Sean. Yes. No, please.
It's the blurring of the line between entertainment and military activity. You can see how a concrescence of elite interests are corralling that nation. And the people that are truly suffering are Ukrainian people. And even after the war, they'll continue to suffer because part of the conditions of the kind of partnerships with the corporations they're dealing with will be that Ukrainian workers won't be able to unionize, there'll be controls on their pay, controls on their conditions. The utopia is for the elites. The dystopia is for Ukrainian people.
This morning, Ukraine's government is in the midst of a purge. Several senior officials, including the deputy defense minister, have resigned amid sweeping corruption allegations.
First thing, let's get rid of all of this Ukrainian corruption so that we can bring in those uncorrupt organizations like BlackRock and the military-industrial complex, get things all nice and clean and shiny, and get rid of any oligarchs who might turn up on a certain laptop. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, Justin, how do you say that properly?
Hello, Volodymyr.
Recently announced the dismissal of more than a dozen governors, deputy ministers, and even his deputy advisor. Ukraine undertook searches of government buildings and the homes of high-profile ministers and oligarchs as part of a clampdown on corruption. The move came ahead of a gathering of European leaders in Kiev to discuss Ukraine's path towards EU membership. So the agenda that Russia were concerned about is being pursued in plain sight. Ukraine are being integrated in the EU. They are a de facto member of NATO, as a, well, former defense minister said, because he's one of the poor bastards who's been ousted now, probably for saying stuff like that. Zelensky is determined to show that Kiev can be a safe steward for billions of dollars in allied aid, and also a safe place for Western investment. Western investment? Anyone in particular?
BlackRock, JP Morgan, and Goldman Sachs.
I wonder why those corporations are so interested in investing in Ukraine. Zelensky's government has imposed some of the world's most aggressive anti-worker policies, passing legislation that deprives around 73% of workers of their right to union protection and collective bargaining. But the thing about Ukrainian politicians is they tell you it how it is. If they are de facto members of NATO, they will just let you know. Like Defense Minister Alexei Reznikov.
Ukraine became the member of de facto. It's true. It's a fact, and I'm sure that in next future we will become the member of NATO, the EU.
So that was what Russia's concern always was, that Ukraine becomes a member.
So it wasn't a weather balloon? Maybe just how the weather's communicating with us, maybe.
Of NATO, that Patriot missiles would be placed in Ukraine, that Russia would have on their border hostile forces. We were told continually this wasn't a proxy war because a proxy war would mean World War III. That's what Joe Biden said. But we've heard people in Congress and even Biden himself allude to escalations of tension and more military aid being given. And again, our man, the recently sacked, incidentally, Alexei, tells us that Ukraine are spilling blood, basically in exchange for weapons and support.
Ми виконуємо місію НАТО сьогодні. Без втрати їхньої крові, з втратою нашої крові. Тому для них треба витрачати їх зброю.
Zelensky might be bringing new systems into Ukraine. I'm bringing new systems into my body, and you should too. Have a look at this. I know you. You'd like to drop those leftover pandemic pounds that you put on during the pandemic because you were sad inside because of the pandemic. But how sick are you also of all the ads for weight loss pills and fad diets that probably don't even work anyway and might make your feet change colour? I've been there. I've done that. They don't work. They're a con. They're a trick. It's skullduggery. Do you know what actually works? Eating 5 healthy servings of fruit and vegetables every single day. But who among us has time to prepare that every single day? This brings us around to Field of Greens. Field of Greens is a science-backed formula of specific fruits and vegetables you won't find in any other product.
Joe Rogan's been
Proper
selling
nutrition
this shit.
reboots your metabolism so you can burn calories faster and lose weight a healthier way. And Filthy Reznikov, under pressure from a corruption scandal, is to be reshuffled into another government. How many governments they got? Reznikov, one of Ukraine's better-known figures internationally, has been under threat after it emerged the defense ministry paid 2 or 3 times the supermarket price of food to supply troops on the front line. That is the least of their concerns. 70% of the weapons they're getting sent, they don't know where the bloody hell they are. But it's not just occasionally clumsily truthful government ministers who are being reshuffled out of sight and out of mind. Oligarchs are getting their just desserts too. Ukrainian state security officials searched the home of billionaire businessman Ihor Kolomoisky on Wednesday in what several media outlets said was an investigation into possible financial crimes. Kolomoisky, heard of him somewhere. The significance of the story regarding Zelensky turning on his longtime patron and Kolomoisky's other significant ties was entirely buried by foreign and state media, with most merely referring to the situation as another in a series of anti-corruption actions. So that's how the media will report on this. Anti-corruption rather than corruption, because if this is anti-corruption, it means that what preceded it was corruption. What's been going on in Ukraine since 2014 has to be called corruption. And if, for example, you found out that this oligarch had ties to a significant American political figure, what would that be? A quick rundown on why Mr. Kolomoisky is significant. He owned Burisma. I've heard of them somewhere. Where do they crop up? Oh, Burisma employed Hunter Biden. When the story about that laptop was being censored from social media in case it influenced the outcome of the presidential election, how would you have felt if you had known that not only it was true, down the line there would be a war between Ukraine and Russia, which amounts to a proxy war due to the amount of American aid, 100 billion, and what's going on with the defense industry, that Hunter Biden worked for one of the energy companies whose former owner, leader, boss, CEO has just been ousted because of corruption. How would you feel about that? Imagine this was a Trump story. I wouldn't ever deny the story that Russia is aggressive, has its own imperial intentions, or that Putin is an aggressor and a tyrant. All of that, you know, another day we could tell you that story. But that story is being pretty reliably told, I would have thought, and consistently told. But the story that Ukraine is resource rich is being piloted for all sorts of globalist ideas, surveillance, that the workers are being primed and groomed so that big companies like BlackRock can get in there and heavily invest, that there are ties to the American political establishment that are historic, that the military-industrial complex are benefiting, that peace deals have been on the table and have been interrupted, disrupted, and put off, presumably because all this stuff is beneficial. Put this information together, like what Bill Gates has just said, what you've seen happening over the last few years.
It's obvious
the
what it was.
inability of the mainstream media to report on all this stuff. What does it tell you? Also, this guy, Kolomoisky, financed Zelensky's entire
It's only weather
television
balloon, but you
business
better
and
send it
political
back now.
career, including his rise to the presidency. I'm pretty pissed off about this. I paid for all those piano lessons, and you still don't do it right. He once funded Ukrainian militias, but later argued that Kiev should engage in a détente with Russia. This part is critical as Kolomoisky's good standing with the West shifted dramatically after this decision. What is it about Kolomoisky that's most annoying? His ties to Hunter Biden and the potential embarrassment that could cause, or the fact that he's calling for peace? Hunter Biden, very embarrassing. Calling for peace, very costly. Since then, he became subject of an FBI probe and US sanctions. Oh, be friends with Hunter Biden all you like, but you start calling for peace, get me the FBI. He has since had his assets seized and nationalized by the Ukrainian government and has been stripped of his Ukrainian citizenship despite being born in Ukraine and living his entire life in Ukraine. Call yourself a Ukrainian? Well, I was born here. I lived my whole life here. I did all my business deals with Hunter Biden here. Yeah, but then you called for peace. Give me that citizenship. So it's pretty clear that inconvenient figures are being swept off of the international stage prior to the advent of this colossal investment project for post-war Ukraine and the intention to make it 100% digital.
Building a new Ukraine together, brave and digital.
But the fact is this war is all Russia's fault. Russia are the sole aggressor, and there's not ever been an opportunity for peace anyway. And if there was, I'm sure everyone would take it. Who doesn't want peace?
They've been going on for a long time.
Prime
There's
Minister
several of them.
Naftali Bennett said in an interview posted to his YouTube channel on Saturday that the US and its Western allies blocked his efforts of mediating between Russia and Ukraine to bring an end to the war in its early days. Discussing how Western leaders felt about his mediation efforts, Bennett said the then British Prime Minister Boris Johnson took an aggressive line against peace. When asked if the Western powers blocked the mediation efforts, Bennett said, basically, yes, they blocked it, and I thought they were wrong. So there you are. There was an opportunity for peace. Apparently, conditions had been substantially set. So I suppose another way of looking at the Ukraine-Russia conflict is too many powerful interests converge around this idea, whether it's the resource-rich Ukraine, the ability to try out new technologies, the opportunity for investment, the opportunity to try out weapons, the opportunity to challenge and drain and destabilize Russia. All of these things are factors. Now we're seeing Ukraine being prepped for the next phase.
Mods.
Get rid of
There
oligarchs
we go.
with ties to
Thank you, Mr.
Hunter Biden
Remote.
or any other embarrassing ties. Clean up government corruption so that Ukraine
Wow.
can be a great place, not for Ukrainian people, not for the Ukrainian people that we're supposed to be protecting, not the Ukrainian people who are used to rouse sentiment and love and humanitarianism and exactly the kind of things we should be feeling, but to make things better for corporate globalist investment in the post-war Ukraine, which is being advertised as 100% digital and 100% amenable to corporate interests. So you tell me what you think this war is about. Is it about helping Ukrainian people, or is it just part of a globalist agenda in which too many interests converge to resist the opportunity? Let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat. If you enjoyed this video, have a look
Rusty
at either
Productions.
of these. Turn on the
Who
notification
are
bell
you?
and subscribe right now so you are directed towards the content we make every single day. But more important than any of
Yeah.
that, please stay free.
I'm being hit with the bots. That's crazy. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, let's kill you. I don't know, man. I'm just getting nailed by bots. Because we're exposing the Ukraine bullshit. You think it has anything to do with it? Hell, Satan. Funeral doom of Bovai. Yuri with knife. Yuri cuts herself. Oh my goodness. I'm not timing them out. I'm actually just I don't know if you guys can do it. Suicidal Yuri. Where the fuck is all this coming from? I don't ever get bots like this. There we go. Okay, that one's already hit. Yeah. Yeah, do the hide on those that are I don't mind trolls, but these fucking YouTube's broken, man. I was hearing something about this last night. Yeah, hide user on this channel. That bans them. And here comes some more. I got work I gotta do. I ain't got time for this shit. Oh, I don't know, man. It's like one after another. They're all different names. I mean, nobody got my channel. I got two-step verification. I'm on top chat on the controller. Okay, there we go. I think they're all hidden. I think inDOCtriNATION and unhide. Nope. Keep them hidden. Here we go. Get them. What the fuck is going on? Oh no, I'm cool with them helping with the algorithm. The boss doc, yeah. Yeah, she's the boss. All right, let's find something to play. That's why everybody's a mod too. You guys can help kill that. It's literally like my chat is being attacked with a total of 5 people in my chat. Pingas. I've seen it on Bao's channel before. Do you think maybe it's something to do with my title, Free Man Slave? Think that's some kind of kink thing? Spam is the name? Okay. So weird. So weird.
The state is operating sort of on the basis is that he lied about a lot of things, so therefore he lied about murdering his wife and son. But it's like, I think, at least for me,
my OBS is
the jury's
recording
gonna
all
see
these
this
too, so
there feels like there is a story that's missing. There's
StreamYard's
part of the
I
story
mean, you
that
can go and delete them.
they're
I have
leaving
this
out where they
recorded on
don't know, and
StreamYard.
it does feel like Alex knew a lot more than he's saying. I mean, that seems to be clear. The alibi was, you know, a lie. He seems to have.
I'll take the traffic for now. I mean, as long as it doesn't bother you guys.
That
I mean,
he controlled the SLED investigation. That, I mean, that's just, of course, a complete
I'm gonna
rumor.
go ahead. I'm gonna throw in
How
some
I've
reports
seen
on them
them
too.
all interact together, and how he's and his family is literally buddies with everyone here, from the staff to everyone around. It wouldn't surprise me if all the little discrepancies, like waiting until the 8th day, letting the crime scene open, you know, not
Letting
putting
a
the
few of
thing in
them
the right
run
bag,
by before I report
if that
them
was
all.
because they were trying to help.
I mean, I know
him.
they just report.
So,
They just
for
make
me,
more. Just unwanted
I just
commercial
lost my
content or
point, but
spam is what I
I know
put.
it was there somewhere.
So is there any other rumblings? Do you know who's next on the witness list today? Who's coming up?
Yeah, it should be was the last name Schofield? Tony Schofield?
I have no idea.
Is that the son of Gloria, the housekeeper?
Oh yeah, that's going to be a tough witness.
Yes, and that'll be in front of the jury. And I think
it's unlikely he'll say that Alex was always tending to his wife and children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his lawyer is like a firebrand, like one of those guys. I mean, he seems like he's involved in this whole case and stuff, and I think he
Go ahead.
is
You can get the
probably
next one.
adversary to Murdoch
Key news.
in many ways, and
Just do it as a
definitely wants to
report,
see Murdoch
and
taken
then
down, so I'm
when you
sure
report it as
that, you know,
spam, it gives you the option of
he's gonna
hiding
be
them
a witness
as
that's
part of the
really gonna
step.
go hard
So
for
that
him.
way, I don't, because I'm going to report the old ones.
$5
I'm
million
getting them
of my
all
dead mother's
reported.
money, and I wouldn't wait for court.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd pull your
Yeah.
kneecaps off myself. What the heck? How do you feel about the GoFundMe for the that's cropped up for the witness yesterday? The what was her name? The caretaker, the mother's caretaker. Have you heard about that at all?
I haven't. You know, I'm not surprised with the internet and how much they love to do things like this. But no, so she's raised a GoFundMe for what? So she doesn't have to.
Yeah, just
work
click
like
on
that
the
anymore, or-
buttons on the
I have
side.
no idea. I'll see if
Oh
I
wait,
can
you're on your
find
phone probably.
the link to it again.
I think she fixed it. That's
someone
weird.
sent
She
me
leaves and it goes
that one
away.
was already at it's like at $6,000, which isn't a
joking.
ton, honestly. I was a little surprised that it was only that much. Where is it?
Someone send me the link if you need I can share it with you.
I got it.
I reported at least the last 10
Okay,
of
so
them.
here it is for her bravery.
Oh, some
Wait,
more.
what?
Missed. All right.
So this is for her.
I get them all.
My name is Rochelle
One's already
Buckner.
recorded,
So
okay.
Rochelle Buckner and Daquan
Yep, got 'em all.
Smith are organizing the fundraiser. So she set it up. Oh wait,
right.
for her mother, Michelle Smith. So this is Michelle, and Rochelle must be her daughter. My mother was caretaker for Alex Murdaugh's mom. She recently had to testify against him, and it had brought much heartache and stress to her. Okay. So what's the GoFundMe for? She's taking a leave of absence from her job because she fears the media might come and distract the students where she works full time.
Oh. I mean, I like her. I support her. I don't know how I feel about all that. I mean, she didn't probably have to take off her job, but maybe she did.
Yeah, I didn't. Nothing about her testimony struck me as particularly like brave or daring or overly traumatic. I mean, I remember during the Darrell Brooks trial, there was the one we contributed to GoFundMe on this show because Darrell Brooks had hit and injured all 4 of the children of this one family.
Oh yeah.
And their GoFundMe had not hit the goal, and it had been sitting there for like a year or whatever since the event.
Yeah, it was
So
pretty
it
weird.
like, well,
I've never had that. I've had like one
It kicked up over the goal. It was
pop
awesome.
up once in a
But,
while.
you know, that
You just,
family had
you know, you just
extreme trauma,
hide them
medical
from the
bills,
channel.
crazy stuff. 4 kids. In the
I've never
hospital
been
for
bombarded
extended
with them
periods
like
of
that
time.
before. I wonder if they put me
I
on
don't care.
IPT
People
or
can
something.
fund me whatever they want. It was just it's kind of
Okay.
weird.
Yeah, I will say I think there's an element that people are making it a little more dangerous than it is. I've heard people say, "Oh, you know, people are going to be so scared to testify. We're so scared to not vote, but to make a decision against him if they're on the jury." Maybe if this was like 30 years ago and the family was at the height, you know, or 40, 50, but this family has now been shamed so much in South Carolina, and there's a lot of baggage when it comes to them, that I would be surprised if anyone truly felt nervous to go up against him for their own like physical well-being, you know. But I could be wrong.
Do you think I would have any success in starting a GoFundMe for my bravery?
They're scared of you, Denise. They're scared of your butt, and you're like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Attack me, you know, ruthlessly. Like,
They're so scared of the news.
Only if you take a leave of absence from coming on stream.
Ah!
Yeah, it's that
Yeah,
one's just
horrible
kind of
guy.
weird to me. I don't know. I don't again.
And
I
the
don't
mockery
care
he made
what
of
people
that-
do and what people support.
The court.
I
Ugh.
just I'm trying to.
But that
find
judge was
all
a
of the
fucking
danger and all
idiot.
of that stuff that they're talking about. But yeah, because I mean, he doesn't seem that powerful, honestly. I know that the Murdaughs used to be very powerful and scary, but you know, this guy's wife and kid got killed either by him or by someone else. He wasn't able to protect them.
Exactly.
And he's not seemingly able to get himself out of these financial issues. No one seems scared to testify about those. So
now, James, were you suggesting earlier that there's a line of thinking that the police might have botched the initial investigation as a way of protecting him?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to go out at a limb because, you know, the police are always 100% of the time correct and do everything by the books and never do anything or are corrupt in any way. So I know that that's a crazy speculation for me to make, but,
Okay.
you know.
They haven't been having them, but we
like
had
Alex
to
over
remove
his wife and son.
one
They were
person.
all
So
popular.
I
I understand
told
it.
you you'd be one of the
Would they
first ones I
protect him for
called. So
killing
that's
his
why I'm
wife and
calling
son?
No, but I think the insinuation is that they weren't looking. I mean, I know his.
you. What do you mean shifts? Yeah, I mean when first shift becomes available, I will be. I will call. Of course, I'll call you anyway. I mean, I'm not going to gig you if you can't do second shift. We didn't write down a preference. That's why I'm calling. So your preference is first shift.
But I do believe they may like her and they may.
All right, I'll write that on your folder.
He is the Murdaugh.
All right.
You know what I mean? Or Murdoch, however you want to say it. He's the one that knows.
What night is it?
Courthouse that been working here as a prosecutor.
What night is your
makes
bowling
all the
league?
deals.
Monday.
You know,
Oh yeah, that sucks.
donates to the local things.
All right.
So that
All right. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. No
funded
problem.
And they, you know, I don't know.
First shift is available. Once first shift becomes available, I'll reach out to you then.
So I think at the end of the day, when he calls them, says my wife and son were murdered.
Bowling.
I don't know who did it. They're not looking
Job,
at him as a potential
bowling
witness
league.
at first, and I think they're doing whatever they can to shield him from that. You know what I mean?
Well, it's one thing to not look at him as a likely suspect, although I find that suspect almost
Because
always
he was
What's funny is it's raining cats and dogs. Yeah, it was 61 degrees here yesterday. Today it's a high of 40, and it's already going down. So I imagine some of that's going to hit our way pretty soon. Missing remote.
Make the least accurate of an investigation as they could.
So basically that they didn't do the job that they would normally do.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting theory. We'll have to see. That I think is the biggest risk for Alec Murdaugh in this trial from what I've seen. I thought we were going to get a more clear and concise picture of how he was involved in these murders, of how he committed them. But I think they're, it's kind of what you said. The family's been diminished and shamed. They're a shadow of the height of their power decades ago. And now people have just a negative impression of him overall. And that's hard to dispel, even from the jury, even through careful jury selection, because they're so prominent. So I think that's his biggest risk, is that there's just a general negativity about him. I think the prosecutors are relying on that.
I think so too. And just real quick, because I'm actually going to jump out in a few minutes, but to piggyback on that, I think that the prosecutors of course they care about the outcome, but at this point, especially their motive for bringing in all of the extra financial crimes and evidence, I think it's less so about proving anything to the jury, but more so about making sure that if for some reason he is acquitted, that everyone knows about all of his indiscretions and that the public reputation.
Okay, so it was today.
Completely destroyed. That no matter if he's acquitted, there will be no rehabilitation for him.
Please leave your message for
what I feel like, and I've heard
Amanda's
some
work.
talk about that too, about why the court's doing all they're doing. They know that this is publicized and being live streamed.
Hi, this
and
is
the financial crimes will
with
not
Impact
be live
Employment
streamed,
Solutions.
likely,
I'm calling in
the same
regards
way
to your
that it
interest
is
in
now,
the
and I
food
think they're
production
trying to throw
position
everything they can
over here at
so that the
in
entire
Monroe.
country in South Carolina
We do have an
all of
opening
this,
for
whether
the
or not
second
the
shift,
jury,
so if you are interested, give me a call back at this number.
That's an interesting
I will
perspective,
be here
because
for a few more hours
I hadn't
this
considered
afternoon.
the fact that they probably weren't going to live
Get the
stream
ball rolling.
the financial crimes. One, it's going to be boring and dry. Two, it's going to be who knows when, and this case will soak up most of the attention. This is more salacious. So yeah, getting that all in does throw some shade on the family name. If they may not be able to tag him on the murders, they could at least get some publicity about his character that wouldn't otherwise come out. That's interesting.
Yeah. But real quick, I'm sorry it was so quick for me to come on. Thank you all. It was good to see you. Thank you guys, all of you, by the way, from the beginning of the Johnny Depp trial. Y'all have had me on, and Joe was a huge supporter of me. Farron, he'd have me on almost every lunch break. So I just appreciate all of you, and it's good to see y'all again. And next time,
Share your big news. You got big news today, right?
Yeah. So today, I was in the monetization process. I thought it would take 3 weeks for them to approve it, but I got approved this morning. So I can do live streams.
Yes. Get it.
I'm excited. Yeah.
There you go, guys. Go follow James from court. I'll throw his
Follow James from court. Sub up to him. Get
Back to doing dishes.
He's busting his tail. He's providing.
Come on, man. We want to see you go on another wood hunting adventure.
But in general,
some more rolled over cars.
And he's killing it, and he's providing. And honestly, I like the fact that he's providing perspective that what people who are not thinking like lawyers are seeing and feeling.
Responding to
the real
ads.
It's a wonderful thing, James. You provide an invaluable service, as I'm sure every member of this panel here would agree. And I just want to say thank you so much, my brother. And it's been wonderful working with you.
Appreciate that. I'll do a live stream, like an official thing. I'll invite you all on if you want.
Oh,
pop
cool.
in, pop out. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd invite you on my live stream tonight, but I don't think that's happening.
You're not gonna make
Poor dude got fucking.
All right, thank you, y'all. Have a good one. I'll see you later.
Congrats, buddy.
Lawyer, good logic.
Guys, James from court, you can go into the description on YouTube and click on his name. It'll take you right to his channel if you want to check out his stuff. So same with all of my panelists except Steve Gosney, who is not does not have a YouTube channel. I'm about to add him. I'll give you a special link to SteveGosney.com.
Which
hello.
weird
cosplay.
What's this weird cosplay?
He's
you're
looking
doing
so
today?
sharp today.
Well, thank you. I just got off of Megan Kelly's show, so I thought I'd duck in here before I have to go back to work.
Oh
But
wow, Megan Kelly, good job, you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's gonna be my last appearance.
I
really
do
more
have
of
an
a
immediate
blog
opening. I
streamer.
was just told about
You know,
today.
I
and
can
I'm gonna
get
try to get
Very
Phil for
boastful.
starting next
no,
week.
but I mean,
Have you worked with us before at Impact?
no. Well, I'm saying that I think I'm.
It's the client's name is
soundbite
Vectrum.
things. I like the deep analysis that you guys do. I like the really
Okay.
Long streamer goes deep, guys.
Well,
Yes, that's right. I did
we
want
are
to announce
ready to do it.
People have been asking for me to be.
It starts 16 an hour.
And I've been,
Dear
I
God,
know.
what's happening here?
and I've been telling
The
them,
shift is from 3:30
3:30
p.m. to 2 a.m. It's Monday through Thursday, so it's
very
4
few,
10-hour
the
shifts.
inner
So
circle.
have a 3-day
And,
weekend every.
So if you want to be Nick,
Crazy.
or Andrew, I have one hardback book.
Well, no, not with. I mean, eventually we hope that they do open something up on first shift, but this right now they're very down. People, I'm literally calling people that have shown recent interest rather than people that
I'll be
were
there.
released before,
If
just
you want
because
the
I.
hardcover, you can bid on it because
They
I
were always
gotta
asking
say,
why
if
we-
you want to support, oh, it included with the hardcover is I will give you a shout out.
But yeah, right now it's second. The position that they're wanting to fill is the position they're wanting to fill is for second shift.
Prepare a handbook for individual.
If you're looking more first shift, I can definitely
I will give you a shout out.
tag you as for first shift. Okay.
So that's my.
No, that's no problem. Once they get going full time, I mean, I don't have a problem filling up
Very
either
cool.
one.
Very
But
cool.
once they do
So
open it
there
up
you go,
first,
guys. You can check that
full-time
out
on
at
first,
SteveGosney.com.
literally, hopefully by then you'd be able to just move.
Yes. So what
On
about
Telegram.
I missed all the scintillating
Telegram.
testimony this morning.
Yeah, Front Street is just
The last 3 minutes of your conversation was the most scintillating thing I've heard.
No, honestly, I think today was very important testimony. They brought on a
Yeah, I
witness
can hear you.
who basically told us that
okay.
he's a thief and that he basically took better care of
Yes.
his wife and children than any man.
That's fine. It's still walking. So
Yeah, where are you at?
So a real murder.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
no,
no,
the
it's
cross
right
was
in the middle
merciful
between the
in
two anyway.
listening from him. That
All right, cool. Well, can you come by today so we can at least get you registered with the company and get you the safety paperwork that you need to. We can get you started as early as Monday.
Any person could, and also like dedicated to his own parents, like just so tied.
I'm going to be out of town tomorrow, but I will be here later on this evening. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you want to swing by afterwards? I'm going to be here till at least 6 or so.
Picking up now on the defense theme.
I'm going to be here till at least 6 p.m. today.
And that is okay. So let me ask you this, Mr. State Witness.
Okay.
He loved his son. He loved his son more than anything
Right.
else. He loved his wife more than anything else. All of this stuff was motivated by the love of his family.
He didn't
liked
ask where
nothing
I am,
more
so he ain't
than
coming.
to support his friends and family, right? You know, you've never seen him. He never said a bad word, right? It's all this theme about countering this narrative
Well,
that
move
he's
on.
this psycho killer that wants to murder his family so he can get a continuance in a civil case, right? Which is absurd. So I really like the I really like the defense strategy. I like the way they're going
they
about
turned a bad situation into a trap for the state.
Right.
I mean, it's like the Germans go into Stalingrad. They're like, "Hey, we took over Stalingrad." Oops.
Circle around.
Okay then.
Yeah, no, but I mean that's it. It opened with the continued cross examination of the vehicle telemetry guy. The big takeaway from that was him saying there is no location data, and the other sort of potential takeaway from that is that Maggie's phone never connected to the SUV. They didn't really.
Right. That was one of my chatters told me about that, and that's an interesting point. Now, I'm not a cell phone guy and I'm not a car guy that knows all this stuff, but they're saying that he picked up the cell phone of Maggie, drove it, and tossed it. But if they did that, wouldn't Maggie's phone connect in with his vehicle? That's the question.
Only one phone will connect.
Right.
Even in modern cars, you sure about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
mean,
question. Well,
at a time.
Yeah, I don't know if there's one primary connection that is obvious that happens, like your phone and your your music or whatever will run through it. What what I don't know, they didn't ask, and I don't have the technical specific savvy to know is there some like minimal connection that happens to the other phones that are on the list that it can help switch really quick. I don't know if that happens or not. They didn't ask. But I would assume that only one phone connects at a time. They also
You have steel toes?
ask, and
Okay.
we couldn't tell from the testimony specifically if Maggie's phone had ever connected to the SUV. So if it
But
was
see,
never
that's why
been,
that the question, the way that the defense crafted that question was,
Yeah.
did her phone
Yeah.
ever connect in the month of June?
Right.
So what if her phone had connected in the month before? So wouldn't that be evidence?
Yeah, I'm always keeping an eye on our German Shepherds. I know they don't have as much fur, but in the summertime they get running and exercising, and literally they'll keep going until they pass out, overheated, heat stroke.
right, that Alec Murdaugh supposedly has the phone, according to the state, that it does not connect to the car. They cannot put that phone in Alec Murdaugh's car in the same way that they can't put that phone in Alec Murdaugh's hand, because we know that it should have been recording the steps. We had testimony from a state witness that the steps should have been recorded in synchronicity if he had both phones at the same time, and it wasn't happening. And in fact, his phone was recording steps, or her phone was recording steps while it should have been in the car, and his phone was recording steps when her phone was not, and all of that stuff. They could do all that, but they could just really leave the specter of connecting that phone to the car ever out there for the jury. And if the state didn't have a clarification on it. So unless they get that into evidence somewhere else, the defense gets to run with that narrative.
Well, can I ask you another question? Because I was just on Megan Kenny, this Vinny from Court TV was on with me, and he's got a very prosecutorial mindset, and not a legal mindset, a prosecutorial mindset.
Right.
And during our discussion, he was nailing down. This is from the prosecutor side, because we've obviously have kind of a bias here. So let's talk about what he's saying. That the state will establish that the death occurred at 8:49:27, which he's saying is the time that she's texting and stops, or she's like doing some kind of group thing and stops. All right. Well, now, even with that compressed timeline, it seems to me that is still consistent with the assassin hiding in the woods theory, because the testimony is it's at most 2 minutes from the hunting house back to the regular house, and that's 8:44 to 8:49. That's still 5 minutes. So he could wrap it up. The person could be observing them from behind and then come out and assassinate once the dog's over. And the other thing he really emphasized was, well, if that's true, he surely would have heard the gunshots. And of course, I'm like, well, that's New York versus South Carolina, right? But those were the two big prosecutor points that Vinny was making for Court TV. What is your reflection on those prosecution points?
I figured they were responsible for it from the beginning. They need this
has
war.
A million problems, because, like you said, it's South Carolina.
Keep laundering the money.
Family. They shoot guns on the property.
No surprises at all.
Paul's got his 300 blackout with an. I don't know if his had an infrared scope, but the other one had an infrared scope. If he's accustomed to shooting that thing at night in the dark, what does that tell us? That he heard some shots. The other thing is, it's really easy to say you hear shots. Well, they must have heard the shots. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe he's got headphones in. Maybe he's in the shower. Maybe he's in the bathroom. Maybe he goes into a room in the house where, it's not by a thing. Maybe he can't identify where the shots come from, because it's still a third of a mile away. And once you're inside a house, you can't always tell direction of sound. There's any number of
it's completely
reasons.
speculative on this inference that the time of death is when she stopped with her whatever it was, the group chat. That's speculative. We don't know. Maybe her son started talking to her about something. Maybe they were being held at gunpoint at that point, so they weren't killed then, but she stopped chatting because she's held at gunpoint. They see the father drive off, and that's when the killer decides to execute them.
Or something happens with one of the dogs, and she has to set the phone down and pay attention to the dog. And then Paul drives off, or Alec drives off, and then someone comes up and kills them. The one thing the state is putting a lot of importance on is that their phones stopped at the same time. But the state's ignoring one critical problem with Paul's phone stopping, is that Paul's phone ran out of batteries. Paul's phone doesn't just stop; it shuts off completely. It is dead, and so we don't that happens to coincide with the time that Maggie's phone or that she stops responding. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Maggie and Paul are killed in that moment. It's like, oh, these two phones stop at the same time, or this really close proximity.
He looks
That
nerdy
must
enough to have had
been
lessons.
a triggering event, but it's like, well, no, we have a reasonable explanation for why this
Yeah.
one phone shuts off. It's out of batteries.
But I think Paul's phone doesn't shut off then. I think the defense said it was down to 2% battery. That might be a reason why Paul might be less inclined to use his phone than normal. But I don't think it actually powers down until 10 o'clock or so.
Everything melted
we need
here.
to get the spreadsheet out back again.
I've got it. I've got it.
Yeah. So I haven't referenced that because it was I hadn't. I don't know. Oh, there he's got the spreadsheet. Aren't our listeners great?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is Paul's phone here. Paul's time. Oh wait, okay, you're right. His phone dies at 10:34. Ignore everything I just said. Oh, damn it. I love when you get a good theory in your head and it's completely wrong.
But they're trying to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, saying, well, he obviously would have heard the gunshots because the time of death must have been when she stopped the group chat. That's a very speculative inference to my mind.
I did get to use the Bronco theory. I said, well, that is if this is a great case for the state if the burden was on the defense.
Yeah. And the other thing, the state is automatically assuming that this 59 steps that's recorded is not her. Right? Like the state assumes that this is the killer between 8:53 and 8:55. Because there's an display on, orientation change, display off, display on, changed orientation and camera activated. That's where it would try and identify you. But if it's just dark outside, a lot of times your phone can't identify you. And then Alex called Maggie at 9:04. This could still be Maggie in
Republican general, but Democrat president.
That could still be her. We have no idea.
And the party doesn't have anything to do with it. I mean, look at how many Republicans have voted to send them fucking money.
Who
was that?
That was my phone.
Yeah, I mean, look how many Republicans have voted to send them money. So it doesn't matter to the parties. Mike. Is it fuck Russia? Because you're saying the whole country. Or is it fuck Putin? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you're entitled to that opinion. I'm going to disagree with it because I know a lot of very good Russian people. We do. I agree with that, Chicago, way too often. Yeah, you mean that gay pipeline that was servicing the rest of Europe? Well, it's not now, but it was. Bastard coach. Never was. Well, where was it going then? I mean, to us? We were buying it. If Europe isn't buying it, if they want to sell it to China, they literally, it's going in the wrong direction. I mean, that's all they're going to sell to now is China anyway. We continue going the way we are. This one's big. Oh, they would. If it comes down to it, they will. They'll be begging for mercy. No, I respect Annie too. And I'm sure there's something deeply personal about that strong of conviction on this. The Golden Horde. Okay.
Down to the kennels. And he clearly does.
Culpatory. It's like, okay, well, you can project, oh, well, this shows, right? I mean, it's just the way it happened. It could be coincidence. It could just be, but to ascribe some sort of sinister motive to it is a mistake. I think
Right.
it's just it's a projection of what your bias is onto this evidence that doesn't contain such meaning.
And to clarify to Leah, I think that's a very good question. I'm not trying to criticize you on the question at all. What I'm just saying though is we have a tendency to look and go, this is significant. But if they had not died, that course of action is not significant in any way.
Well, I
it's
had
a completely normal, chance to, attempted communication between a husband and wife.
Well, I had a question from somebody who emailed me through my webpage, and they said, well, who drives 15 minutes to their mother's house and then spends only 20 minutes there and drives back? I was like, well, I do. My mom was about 15 minutes away, and I'll drive over there sometimes, and I'll say, hey, Mom, and we'll talk for 15, 20 minutes, and then I leave. I mean, that happens. But if you say it in a way that sounds sinister, then all of a sudden now we're talking projection again. Well, of course, somebody wouldn't drive over to his mother's house and only spend 15 minutes with him, right? Well, who says that? Right? I mean, it's non-information. It's just, but we project this intent onto it and make it sound sinister and talk darkly and accusatory like a prosecutor, and all of a sudden it sounds like, ooh, gee, that's a problem, right? But it's
the question is not, could it be made to look inculpatory? The question is, does it exclude alternative hypothesis consistent with innocence? Otherwise, it's just normal behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
And I see in the chat people talking about these 500 blackout rounds.
It's Peter
You
the
can
dog.
get them subsonic, folks, but the brass cases they found are not for the subsonic rounds. They're for 2,000 feet per second, which is about double supersonic speed for a firearm round. So,
yeah. And Leah followed up with, but Alec Murdaugh is such a family man, and this is the
Leadership.
first time Maggie had been to Moselle.
And I
in a
blame our
while.
leadership as
That's
much as
not in
anything.
evidence yet. That may come into evidence, but it's not.
Most Russian people
And
fucking
surely
do
he would
not want to be
also
involved in
to
this
his
shit.
family to visit Granny.
Just like most
as his
Americans
lawyer
don't want to be
said,
involved in this
Alec
shit.
Murdaugh took his family. Well, this was actually not a regular visit to her. We've got a couple different circumstances. His father state than normal. What do we got?
Audio?
You really?
No, we don't have that. That's the one.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool. Like I said, I never will pull anybody for their opinions on especially
it's
politics.
possible the brass they found
I
does
don't
not
let
have the
politics
grains on
upset
it. I
me
guess
at
that
all.
would actually make more
It's-
sense. But the S&B 300 blackout they found in the house, the boxes were 147.
I understand the fervor.
And I'm going to have to dump out of here quick. I'll try to get back on after work.
Back
I
in the
wanted to
day.
come in and say hello and say, if you want the hardcover and you want to support the publishing of my second book, that's what this is going to. You'll get a shout out. How many times do you get a shout out in a published book? I mean, so I will put that. I'll put whatever you want me to. Well, almost anything in the acknowledgments, and you can get a hardcover, a limited, only a few of that.
Any other unique characteristic of this auction book?
Not yet. No. Well, it will be announced in Las Vegas. We'll talk about what your other ideas. I will definitely do that, but next time. You understand what I'm saying? Hey, man. So anyway, I've got to go in about 10 minutes, but it looks like they're coming back to court. So if I duck out, then you'll know what I'm doing.
All right.
Well, it's 4:19 a.m. here, and I'm hitting the wall harder than an overweight single mother with 3 children. So it's time for me to bail.
Oh, I don't
Okay.
have the volume on.
That's a good thing. When has the United States ever done that? Because how often is the will of the people in the United States ever what actually happens? It's designed for that, but when does it actually ever happen? True. That's the Kabbalah Pyro.
This is a different type, and it also has a connection with the overriding situation that Mr. Murdoch found
I don't not
himself in.
support Ukraine. I just don't think we should be sending money
It still is fair game and
to fight a war that probably could have been stopped with negotiations. We did that bombing
Timeline
to perpetuate
with regard to Satterfield.
dumping money into that country.
Mr. Satterfield,
It's being shown now that they had a chance to end it at the table.
Actually, the first settlement, I believe, was misappropriated not long after the boat case in March 19. This is actually another aspect that's going on as well. There's been testimony about how the boat case changed things and created some very significant.
It just came out yesterday. There was a deal, and the Brits and the U.S. walked away.
Larger of about $3.8 million was at some point after that. However, there are in fact communications, and you heard from Mr. Satterfield. There are communications, text messages, which I provided.
How did that alleged bombing have anything to do with
in which the defendant is assuring him that everything, they're working hard on the case and everything is fine and all the rest of it. And so that is, again, this is part and parcel of the things that are in these hidden aspects of this whole other life that the defendant had.
Yeah, so the defense really doesn't want this guy to talk because they can't take that Alex loved his family approach on Cross.
Yeah, this will be a very sympathetic witness.
I love your passion, though, Manny.
Calls in June of 2021. The records reflect some calls on June 22nd between the two of them, but there still are text messages.
Your passion is very admirable, but
Defendant, Your Honor, I can have something marked.
and I'm not being sarcastic at all. I might have had a passion like that at one point, but it just. Ooh, I want to hear this.
Reaches out to him and tells him,
Yeah.
hey, just checking on you. Everything's fine. We're working on the case.
Fox News. Fox News. Trans swimmer Leah Thomas showed, quote, male genitalia, end quote, in locker room after meet, Riley Gainey says. You notice how it's just very, very bizarre. They put male genitalia in quotes. In an interview on America Reports Wednesday, the 12-time All-American and 5-time SEC champion urged the National Collegiate Athletic Association to make separate locker rooms for transgender athletes, as if that's the solution to what is the fundamental underlying biological injustice of all of it. But to set that aside, recounting her own discomfort when she was exposed to Thomas.
Manny, if you'd have done that, I would have supported you in your decision because you'd doing what you thought was right. I beg that you research a little bit more as to what was going on in Ukraine before this all started and what is still going on in Ukraine.
Riley Gaines. I appreciate they're quoting Riley Gaines.
Ukraine people, Russian people, they have lived peacefully amongst each other for a very long time. And they've also had little civil wars for a very long time. But, man.
Riley Gaines is the one saying a penis is male genitalia. Because how could you find male genitalia on a woman? I mean, it wouldn't make any sense. Fox News doesn't have the intellectual honesty and the basic decency and, I don't know, kindergarten level courage to refer to male genitalia of Leah Thomas, because a penis is a penis is a penis, as male genitalia. They got to put it in quotes. So when they can't get they can't get harassed, they can't have a social media mob come at them and say, how could you refer to Leah Thomas's penis as male genitalia when Leah Thomas identifies as a woman? And they're gonna say, what? We didn't say it. I put it in quotes. It was Riles. Jeez Louise, what's my problem? Riley Gaines. It was Riley Gaines who said it. Go bother her. We're just reporting her words. Cowards. Follow the science. Mamma mia, it's a world gone mad. Okay, what do I have here? Oh, I flagged this. This is Bucklebrush Jones, who said Canadian Veterans Credit Union won't take Jeremy. Yeah, it would be LOL if it weren't so damn tragic and absurd. And Canadian media won't say a thing because they don't want to. It's not cool to say it now. Let me just refresh here and see if we're still good on YouTube. Before we end on YouTube, to go to Rumble. All right, everybody, you got the link to Rumble.
Same here.
Let me get that out of here. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. Okay.
Is he shutting off?
I wanted to
YouTube?
do one other thing. I'm going to vivabarneslaw.locals.com, looking at the chat here, and we are looking good. Can we go back to talking about diesel generators? All right, well, we're done on all of it. Okay, people, there are 2,000 people watching on YouTube. I know some people still are not totally enamored with the what do they call it? The user experience. Rumble is getting better, and the only way to make them get better at increasingly rapid rates, go put out your critiques, your recommendations.
He's going to leave and go to Rumble. I can't.
Put them out
While
there.
I'm
Put them in the chat. I
broadcasting on
send them
YouTube, I can't.
directly to Pavlovsky himself. So it will get good. Pressure makes diamonds. So let's go over there and end this on the YouTubes.
I'm not going to end my YouTube by playing what you're saying on Rumble. Ooh, MCC, I missed this earlier.
This is Michigan Constitutional Crusader. We're out here in Southfield, Michigan at the Secretary of State. This is the one where they kicked us out. It was me and Metro Detroit, now Public Tours. Kicked us out. It was right before closing time. Or no, we decided to go outside and discuss it. That's what it was.
just walk right past me with that camera on. We just walk right past me with that camera on. He videotaping me.
Person lives in Dearborn, wants to work in Monroe. I don't think so.
Busy trying to create that narrative. This is all about Lawrence Tech. This is all about Lawrence Tech.
I thought it was the Detroit Art Institute.
No, it's the history of Lawrence Tech.
Oh, of Lawrence?
Yeah. See the timeline on the top.
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence Technological Institute. Yeah.
You got you on camera, lady.
No, but it's a good debate. I like it. No, I'm a vet too, but I get it. Oh wait. No, I understand. Thing is, you gotta bring in the old AA things that I can control and stuff like that type thing. I mean, I like to deal in things that I can control.
What's your name?
Oh yeah, the gay parade.
Yep, DK security.
All right, now your appointment at 6:45. You go step right to that yellow line and then be back. Okay. Everybody on this video like we want to give you this. Hi, how are you?
I'm not. No, the wife's trying to talk me into letting her pick up the piano on the way home. She's like, "Tell your stream I want to bring it home and see what they say." Our garage is full of stuff that you haven't figured out yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's trying to start stuff where there's nothing.
Right.
Making a scene. And then she's going to say where the disorder was.
Yeah, probably good.
Mm-hmm. She is hella upset.
Mm-hmm. They didn't even take the spiel out here.
Impact employment. Speaking, how can I help you?
Mm-hmm. She's so flipping mad.
Yeah.
Oh, I think she just, oh no, I thought maybe she was handing her the spiel. She was handing her some papers. She just filed them for her.
Yeah, they're gonna have any more issues. And they're gonna try to tell everybody to poison it.
Right.
Would you be able to swing by this afternoon / evening to update your I-9? I should be here till about 6 today.
Trying to make problems where there ain't none.
Right.
All right. See you in a bit.
Look at those
Yep, bye.
big sparkles on those boots.
Oh, look at her get into my chat. And I always make space. No, we have no space for a piano. We have so much shit in the fucking garage right now that we didn't have space for in the house, that we can't even put a car in the garage. Okay. I might be cool with the spirit box, but I don't know. Oh, Jesus. Help.
I don't know if I want to go out that door.
Help.
Because then we have to walk past the testing, and there's two people testing.
Cell phones in testing area only apply to those taking the test.
Yeah, but
And then they could cheat. Otherwise, what?
Where is it and how much does he want for it?
That was my thought on it.
well, if we
Why even ask me if you're going to do it anyway? That's what I'm saying.
proprietary.
You know, I'm like,
information on
I
there.
don't know if it's proprietary. It's all legal questions, really.
you need warm weather, but it's cold and you want to be able to bring your car in
But the
from
way the
from the
test
snow
is
and the cold.
created and stuff, you know.
Right.
See the imbalance? Well, where's Anthony?
Cool. Now there's no more kids in here.
Right.
Oh, real
I mean, when do you want to go get it?
This year.
And
Yeah.
when are you going to do something about your tire?
This coming here, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you're required to have them, though, right? Or all.
They were
driver's
trying.
I know
to
what
say
she's
they
doing.
required.
All driver licenses are going to be real ID by 2022.
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Which would mean I'd have to go get a
When she
passport.
asks me anything, it's just a courtesy.
Right. I don't have a passport either.
She's already decided most of the time when she asks me anything. She just wants me to agree with her. And most of the time I do. Not this time. You don't even know how much he wants for it. Unless I missed it. I mean, is he just throwing it away?
I think so.
Fuck.
I don't know. She's getting on her phone right now. Oh, okay.
I guess.
It was in my cart. No, my cart's empty.
He's calmed down now. Everything's good. Cool.
None of the citizens got mad.
Not really, no.
That one right there is the troublemaker.
Hi, this is Jesse. I'm supposed to come talk to you. Where are you located?
I'm sorry?
Is this Impact?
It is.
Okay, I'm for your food. Thank you. Hey, for your food position here in Monroe County. I'm looking for your office so I can come do the paperwork for it. I talked to somebody earlier about it while I was in the middle of a class, and I didn't get all the information. I was supposed to talk to somebody from Impact about the food service plant on Telegraph. I forget the name of the name.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was actively looking for someone to fill a second shift position. I was calling everybody that has made contact with us on Indeed.
I'm sorry, you say that again?
Sounds like a lot of wind in the background.
Wow. Hello?
Hello, I'm here. I hear a lot of wind. I can barely hear what you're saying.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find the impact house. Where's the office for the impact place?
Sir, I'll let you know that I continue calling people, and because I had to fill this position immediately, and I've already found someone to fill that spot.
Told you I was going to come in and talk to you about it. I was in the middle of a
Absolutely.
This is Jackie Cook, so you know who it is.
Well,
Okay,
know that.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're not invited to the office.
Huh?
Have a good day.
Right.
Fucking idiot. Told me he couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess we can head out. Right. Yeah, maybe we can hit one more.
Maybe.
Now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right.
All right. We're out of here, y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease, and God bless y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Call that a wrap.
Sweet. I literally spoke to this kid earlier, and he's like, I ain't got time to talk to you right now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I'm trying to actively fill a position. He's like, where are you at? The dude, I don't want you coming here. He's probably going to come here anyway. That's going to be fun. Body cam time. Trespass yet another person from the building. Fucking idiot. All right. Oh, the news is traveling is not a crime.
What's going on out there?
Man, I can't spell.
Don't forget to hit that like button. Thank you. You're awesome. So, Freedom of Bill, how would you like to drive this course every day to work? Just makes you happy. Oh, better slow down. Traveling is not a crime. But when you sign that contract with the government, you have to sign
Oh, you
it
did?
with
Let me
under
pull that up.
duress. You just, after your name, you put U.D.1-207 without prejudice under your signature on your driver's license, and that makes that contract null and void. Because you're signing it under duress. You need that driver's license for identification to go cash checks, to prove that you are you, to certain organizations, your job, etc. So, but you don't really need that driver's license or want it, but you got to have it. So you're signing that contract with
Let's
the
try and find
government
this. What
under
you sent,
duress.
Manny.
So you just write U.D.
For some reason, I
past
can't
your
click on
name,
links
and
in
then underneath it, you
StreamYard.
write
It won't let me. I gotta open up the
1-207
browser.
without prejudice, because that statute 1-207 stipulates that you are obviously signing this under duress because you put U.D. So I haven't tried that yet, but I'm going to. As soon as I learn more case law, because I want to take it to court, and It'll be traffic violation court, small claims court, whatever, I don't know what kind of court, municipal court, traffic court. Yeah, so when you go, I know a little bit about fighting against it. The first thing you ask the judge, you say respectfully, Your Honor, ask you a question. He'll say,
LA Times archive. Okay. Well, it is old. Yeah, Article 15, administrative process. It's nuts. This is with hit him with a 10 pole. Oh my god. It only takes 2/3. I didn't even know that. Only takes 2/3 for conviction under UCMJ. We're an aberration. No, we're not. No, they don't. They're hearing that because it's up here telling them ex-brigadier general. Villanueva. It's a common Filipino name.
Licenses, they make you purchase, you know. You can't even do
D-News is
anything without
driving.
paying them more than you know you're legally allowed to do. If everyone knew the law, I want to come up with an app. All right, I'm going to come up with this app. It's going to be like the People's app or something like that. It's going to be required on all cell phones. It's just like, you know, YouTube is. When you get a new cell phone, you already got YouTube on there, Google services, stuff like that. It's going to be like the People's app, where only the free people can use it. Government officials aren't allowed to use it. And there'll be a, you know, a small penalty if they do. But it's going to have like alerts. It's going to have public information. It's going to have a lot of stuff on it.
Go on there on the full website.
It's going to connect the
mobile app.
If something goes down,
We can do that. Tony, I already
everybody in your area that's a free person.
Okay, you may already be in the system, so when you do that, if you apply at any point,
they're going to be out there lickety split.
Just give me a second. Try and pull it.
To, you know, de-escalate.
They did just have one opening on second shift, and I think I might have filled it. I'm not sure yet, though. But
Protect each other.
I got to get approval from the client. But either way,
protect each other.
I'm hoping they're going to start bringing on a ton more people pretty soon, so I'd still like to get the ball rolling with
You'll
it.
be able to ask that app a question, and I'll show you what law is, what, you know, what you can do in a certain situation. It'll be pretty cool. I'm working on it right now. Just a little side ditty that, you know, I don't care if someone steals the idea. That's why I'm telling you now, because if someone can make it better, you know, that would be great.
All right.
Follow this guy.
And
That used to be a Comcast truck. Now it's Infinity or Xfinity.
last name again?
The snow's melting fast, so I better
Joshua.
do what I can to
Yeah, it's a super old record. 2011.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Are you still on Rosler?
No, that was quite some time ago. I'm on Winchester now.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to text you some login information, and what you'll do is you'll go to the same website, and then click on employee login, and then log in using the user ID and password, temporary password I give you. It'll have you reset that password, and then go through the basic application where it'll have you update your phone number and your background and all that good stuff. Okay. And then once that's done, you can text this number back and say that that's done, and I'll take you to the next step.
basically the first.
All right, I'll send you the info right now.
Be super cold, and then tomorrow's gonna warm up. It's not even. It's gonna barely get above freezing today. The high for today is 33. I do not.
Depending on the
like
elevation.
in that weather working. I like to be snowboarding in it. Yeah, I can do that. Everybody needs time for themselves, you know. So if you just work for everybody else, like that's my main job. It's not really working for them. It's just
That's news.
You know, it's almost like a public service I do. Just helping everybody out. Hey, Karen, how you doing?
Check them out. Did I drop the link? Let me re-drop it if I didn't.
Thanks for coming in. Reading the film's in here. He's just listening. He's got me.
Is that him?
On his phone or some device.
Okay.
Listening.
I'll check it out. Just give me a second. You gotta send this guy a message so he can update his info in our system.
Luke Mitchell, what's up? You got the is it St. Patrick's Day yet? I don't usually celebrate holidays because, I just don't have time, and I got so much to do that when a holiday does come up, it interferes, with what I'm doing. I'm just not going to let man's holidays interfere with my business.
Man's
17th of March.
holiday.
Oh, so it's next month. What's the next holiday coming up right now?
Did you already look at it? It's not a good sign.
It's a holiday coming up. What is it? Man, $4.39 for gas. That's too much.
Yeah, it is. It's $1 more than we're paying here.
Is it in Ireland? Yeah. Oh, Valentine's Day. Yep. I knew Karen would get that. Karen's lovely. She knows about love. And I knew it too. I was just testing you guys. Yeah, Luke, it is Valentine's Day. He reminded you, now you can go buy that gift for that special someone. So I know if you forget, and a lot of people do take Valentine's Day really seriously, especially, from what I've seen, girlfriends take it seriously. I don't mind, they can do whatever they want, but I don't take it that seriously because Valentine's Day is every day to me. My birthday is every day. I could celebrate it when I can and when it's convenient on my time, on my terms. And I'm not letting this world train me more than it already has. I'm trying to unlearn what I have learned, that old saying, Yoda, Star Wars. Oh, thanks, Karen. You're a sweetheart too. You've been nothing nice to me and nice to everyone I've seen. You go on their lives and you're real nice. You're a sweetheart. And that's what Valentine's Day is all about, which is every day in my book. Who's that just entered? Mushroom Manny, what's up? Did Doc
Oh wow, that's
live
scary.
stream end or something? I was watching it for a while, doing dishes. And then I cooked breakfast, lunch.
All right. No.
I'm like, I'm going snowboarding. I tried to work out in that cold. It's too cold. It's not even going to get above 33 degrees today. So screw that. I'm going snowboarding. It's going to be cold. I'm going to do something cold. I don't like working in the cold because it sucks. The snowboarding in the cold, that's awesome. That's what it's all about. I'm interesting you, brother.
Restreaming.
I'm streaming you, brother, right now. Oh, cool, man. What's up, everybody? How's inDOCtriNATION doing? Mushroom Manny. Go like, share, subscribe. I got to do the same. I didn't know you were a streamer. Are we crossing the streams right now?
Shit.
That's not good according to the Ghostbusters, but everyone does it. I don't mind. J.M. Franklin says LOL. Is indoctrination in here?
Yeah, I'm in there. Crossing streams. That's nuts.
Sheriff.
Yeah, I'll report on it. I may do a community post on it.
He's just sitting
We'll
right
see.
there for speeders, trying to rob us of our hard-working money.
Road pirating.
Even though they do that in taxes all day long. You know, how much do we have to pay these guys? Makes $100,000 a year, and then they pull you over for infractions. It's not even a crime. They swore to uphold the law, not infractions. You don't hear in their oath they took. I
Take care, Earl.
to
Bye, Earl.
protect and defend infractions from happening to the government. All right, if I cut out, I'm gonna leave you on. So Leo's saving up for the office party. Yeah, scroll down. I'm trying to keep track of these turns. It's getting a little windy. I don't want to be swerving all over the place in front of that sheriff. So I think
No, he froze. Using his shitty phone again. Oh, MCC's on too, or coming on. Looks like you might have lost him temporarily. Let's pull up MCC. Didn't he just show this? That's a different one. I'll come back to him. MCC's doing a premiere.
So I think James is everything down what we can do. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Right on. Yeah. I take it James is the manager here? Yes. What did he tell you exactly as far as? Awesome. We're trying to educate all the Secretary of States. Yeah. Right. And that no issue with that. You not knowing it, it's a learning experience for you, So like when I go to my Secretary of State, I wear this and I have it recording because surprisingly, they lose information. They'll lose people's titles, their boat registrations, all kinds of stuff. It's weird. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. So if you can document that, then you got your butt covered. You know what I mean? All right. Have a great night, man. Let's go check out Planet Fitness. Too bad Progressive is already closed. Yeah. It says they're open till 7, but there's nobody there. And that's the whole road.
Ooh, Novi. Oh, in Novi, yeah. Yeah, he went around the mountain. He may come back up. Let me refresh it once. Yeah. Yeah. A little bit delay. This is premiere though. Hop in there if you want. let them know. Give them a like. MCZ's
They got a
good
little
people.
lounge here too. Looks like it. Yeah, that's cool.
Not everybody agrees with his window shopping, but I think it's funny. I stood back and watched when they did it here in Monroe. I was like, I'm not going to piss these people off. I work here.
Environment in which anyone, and we mean anyone, can be comfortable. A diverse, judgment-free zone where a lasting, active lifestyle can be built.
Well, let's see if they can be comfortable with us with cameras.
Products is a tool, a means to an end.
Look on his face.
Not a brand.
Ooh.
I can't read it anymore. Not a brand.
They're the best.
name or a
Staff.
mold.
Oh, let's go talk to them.
But a tool that can be used by anyone. All about you.
That guy waved. That's
As
cool.
we evolve and educate ourselves, we will seek to perfect a safe, energetic environment where everyone feels accepted. That's a long ass spiel, man.
Yeah, it is.
Respected. We are not here.
Well, here we go. I remember this live.
Guess what? Your rump.
I don't know what it says.
We're not
You
here
got
to
to
kiss your
talk
butt.
to him about
Only
it.
to kick it if that's what you need.
Curious what you're doing.
Cool.
That's
I need a good
interesting.
butt kicking.
Hey guys,
I do need a butt.
see what's going on.
It's cold out here. That's what's going on.
It is.
Yeah.
So cold.
Oh, it's cold. Sweat watching these people work out.
Man, this is
Hopefully I can find somebody doing something silly on the treadmill.
We're falling off.
Or fall off.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be funny.
This place is huge.
Yeah, it is.
I've never seen one this big. I mean, look at all the treadmills. What is there, 100 treadmills in here?
They got television screens with every channel on.
Yep.
Yeah, quite busy.
Yeah, they are. Oh, the stair steppers.
Yeah.
Ooh, 68 shots. Prosecutor called him
It
back.
just keeps going and going.
Hang on. Let's pull this up. Poor old Manny just didn't he just triple death there.
Yeah, it's still healing it, brother. Yeah, it's been bandages for 15 years.
Yeah, sure. I was hoping that something like didn't happen, just a day ago or something.
Oh no, it's just the all this has been a lot on it, to be honest with you. All these appointments and everything, it's a lot on it. So I'll get right to it. The main thing I'm calling to notify you about is first of all, they voted at the township to officially as the township to officially indemnify the actions of Craig Dingman, and not just to officially approve of his actions, but also to pay for his legal fees as considering him to have been acting on duty.
Okay.
So my main question there is, does that make it a different set of charges to where this is going to be a wrongful arrest, wrongful detainment kind of a thing, as opposed to assault and battery? Because they're claiming that they voted, and as a resolution, they voted as a board, majority vote went through, voted to not just pay for his legal fees, but to say that what he was doing was what he was expected to do as the proper execution of his duty. It's all on video. You're welcome to see it. They put it as live in the open public township meeting. They put it on the agenda. And by the way, I mean, it seems pretty obvious that they used law to support that was written for officers and not for township trustee.
When did that happen?
That was at last month's township meeting, so I believe that was January 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, they're really gone off the rails, brother. It's and that wasn't all. In that meeting, she continued to publicly threaten that she was going to continue to try and use her position to find a way to get me. and with the same officers that have been harassing me now standing, and now I believe there was either 5 or 6 officers at the last meeting. And also at that last meeting, the fire chief pushed me. I reported it to the officers that were standing there watching it, 3 of them with their body cameras running. And all of the officers, this is all again on video for anybody to see, they all refused to take my report, refused to talk to me about it. Once they, upon much pushing, once they finally started talking, they all claimed that they were all looking the other way and didn't see it. And when I pushed the matter further to the sergeant that was there, who was also, there was a sergeant and a lieutenant there. And when I pushed the matter further on another day, they claimed that there was malfunctions with the body cameras, so the body cameras also did not get it. I FOIA requested it and got the assault from the township security video, so I already have video of it, as well as my own video and other people's video. But just to let you know the nature of their obstruction of justice.
Gosh.
And that's all on video. It's all the officers, and they even lied to me about the rank of the officers and who was in charge there and everything, right there on video. And they even admitted to on video, and this, hopefully this will grab you like the way it should any American. They admitted on the video that they were not going to do anything about the fire chief having pushed me. That they were going to take my report because I was demanding.
I don't think that's a
they
killer.
wouldn't do anything but take that report. But however, if the situation had been reversed, because I asked them, if the situation had been reversed and it had been me pushing one of the officials the exact same way.
There's multiple reasons for that.
He told me that I would have been carried out in handcuffs and arrested.
That almost looks like a...
So they told you that if you had done it, you would be arrested, but if they did it, then they would just take the report and go from there.
Correct. All on video. And then after the one officer says that, the other officer, the sergeant, starts interfering to try and make him stop talking, and ends him taking my report. Steps in and says, no more spilling the beans for you, you know. And they say they're not going to talk to me anymore. Yeah. And this is just getting started, brother. So we had a hearing for the PPO for the stalker neighbor guy that's got all this going. All right. And at the hearing, he was found guilty of all 3 presented counts of violations of the protection order, including the time where he violently assaulted me, of course. And he was
your neighbor, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't tell either.
And he was sentenced to a 90-day suspended jail sentence, 6-month probation, anger management, and counseling.
I can't tell either.
That's just for the...
For the PPO violation?
Correct.
Okay.
While we were there in court, I was able to arrange for my lawyer to get a witness on stand who witnessed the home invasion I've told you about.
I don't remember a home invasion. I thought there was a felonious assault.
There's a lot of corruption here, so it's a lot to unpack. But yeah, so initially when all this started, when all this very first got kicked off with me videotaping this crazy neighbor violating my rights, he assaulted me on camera. I reported it. Nothing ever happened. After pushing it for a year straight, if you remember, they finally came out with the story that, it had been some kind of clerical error and it had been misplaced. So, but now they had sent it over to the proper place that it got to the county prosecutor's office. But then he said it was too old, so he couldn't prosecute it. So then now separately from that, last April, the same guy committed a home invasion here. Multiple witnesses. I reported it. I recorded myself reporting it to a Corporal Wolf of the Battle Creek Police Department. And since that point, they have not only told me, but my attorney, that there is no record of this event, that it never happened. No report was ever taken. I never spoke with any officers about it. There was no report of any home invasion. Didn't happen. And so I got the witness who was here to testify to it.
He is getting screwed over.
This last.
That's where frickin' got arrested too.
This last Wednesday.
Going to the courthouse for
I got the
him.
neighbor who was here to witness it, to testify to it. And strangely enough, before that day in court, it's been Tuesday the 8th, I believe.
It looks double-headed. I think you're right.
That officer, that Corporal Wolf, and he's been one of the
look.
main ones, very blatantly and overtly harassing me, by the way. Like, I mean, he's the one, like, he had a 40-minute long video of him mocking me in front of the township offices. For being
It's hard to tell whether or not it's looking the other way, too.
40 minutes. And this was, again, this is one of these events where there was no 911 call on record. Just somehow 3 Battle Creek police officers showed up to surround me and flank me, tell me that I had been reported for showing up to threaten, intimidate, harass, armed, all this stuff. And, you know, it appears to be some kind of backdoor call my buddies the police, not any kind of official calls or 911 or anything like that. And so this same guy, this Corporal Wolf, that's been the main one of the main ones here harassing me with the guy wearing the Batman mask and all that stuff, and demanding that it's all my fault. Yeah, he was here just sitting and staring up at my house the entire day before court that day. Till the point that I finally went down to put him on video and ask him, what the hell are you doing down here, staring up at my house all day in a squad car on duty?
And this is just about a week ago?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And on my way down there, you can't make this stuff up, Russia. That's why you got to praise the Lord for video. So on my way down there to go talk to him,
Yeah, big time.
the crazy neighbor with the personal protection order out comes running out into the middle of the road, stops my vehicle,
Hear him.
drops a box on the hood of my vehicle, and starts yelling and screaming, you know, you're gonna fucking get it and all this crazy stuff. Excuse my language. And
Yeah, and that's the problem.
you know, just goes, you know, absolutely crazy, standing there in front of the truck, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's doing this right in front of this cop. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is happening right in front of this cop. So I think, well, on the off chance that he's not standing here looking, I just start laying on my horn, right? Just laying on the horn. Like a good 30, 45 seconds of laying on the horn. He doesn't move. Still standing there screaming, shaking his fist at me and whatever, hands on my vehicle and all this. And finally, I grow a brain. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I've got this camera sitting here. So I hold the camera up. As soon as I hold the camera up, he hits the brakes. So,
That's your neighbor?
yeah. Okay. So then I go on over with the camera still rolling to talk to this Corporal Wolf. And, you watch the video for yourself, make your own determination. Corporal Wolf just sits there. You're like, yeah, I don't care, man. Leave me alone. I was like, can I ask you a question? And he's like, nope. Asked him about, what had just gone on right in front of him. And he was like, yeah, I was looking the other way. And I was like, you didn't hear me honking? And he was like, yeah, I heard honking, but I didn't know really where it was coming from.
And the police officer was already outside.
Been sitting there all day. Been sitting there all day long. I asked you, see me ask him on video, why you been sitting here all day long? And he said, I've been sitting here filling out reports. You got a problem with that?
Gotcha. Okay.
And this is the same guy, always stalking, always harassing, always smirking. The guy that's staked out, standing on the steps out in front of court when I go to walk into court and stuff. So I call after court, once I've got this on record, the witness
it does look like
testifying
it's
to the
two-headed.
report that he's hidden. I call and I insist on talking to his superior. They give me the runaround, of course, all on record.
Breaking news.
Watch
Stream
all this
ended.
at your leisure. They give me the runaround. 911.
Yeah, finally ended.
Non-emergency tells me to call, the sergeant's line. The sergeant's line tells me to call the central dispatch, admin number, and they tell me to call back and ask the police department records division for the lieutenant that's on duty. And I go through all this circles, I finally get to talk to a superior. So once I finally get there to talk to the superior, I put it to him, just simple logic. At this point, I said, hey man,
he drove through that same area yesterday.
Not only we got this witness
must have been using the
testimony
crappier phone
now, I've also got myself recorded, making the report to Corporal Wolf. So all right, and I pinned him down to it. I was like, all right, logic, man. Here, the evidence is against you. All right, one of two things has happened. Either the prosecutor's office is stone cold lying about having not received the report of home invasion, or Corporal Wolf has hidden it and did not submit it. I was like, only one of the two things is possible. Without missing a beat, brother, Lieutenant Bagwell, Battle Creek Police, says, the report, he took the report. I'm looking at it right now. And I'm, about.
They give you any information at that point, sitting with the report right there. They tell you it had been sent up to the prosecutor's office.
No. What he said was that since I was a stupid civilian, he couldn't explain it to me, but it was a very obvious, that it was just an honest mistake why it had been hidden and obscured, and that he would get it up to the prosecutor's office the very next day. That it had just been, for the last year, accidentally hidden somehow. And the very first time I mentioned it, oh yeah, it's right here. I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Okay.
Not released in the FOIA, like they were supposed to have already released this to my defense attorney on discovery. Like any report involving me, any report that I made, any report that I was part of, like they're completely hiding this. This is the second felony report that they've completely hidden for this guy.
Did they, have you talked to your attorney? Did he
Bedford Township by Battle Creek too. That's the police department he's talking about. Not Bedford, Michigan, but
no.
Bedford
As a matter of fact,
Township
they had told him very, directly, there is no record of this. He almost didn't even want to put the witness on the stand. They had him pretty thoroughly convinced, both the police and the prosecutor's office, that this was an event in my imagination. And check this out. All right, let me run this back. So while I'm talking to this cop, this is all recorded. This Lieutenant Bagwell. While I'm talking to him on the phone, I'm shocked by what he's telling me. I gotta tell you, I'm like, like I can't believe what he's coming out with. And I tell him, I said, I told him just like I talked to you. I said he was being recorded. So I said, man, you are being recorded right now. I said, I told you when we started talking, you're being recorded. That's the only thing I said to him. You know what his reply was? He said, well, I'm not saying that this is corruption. Yeah, that's the lieutenant. And I was just like, oh man, well, I guess you don't have to, right? Because it's very obvious. So then he turned rude. Then he immediately turned rude. Then it was no longer, taking my complaint as a superior about Corporal Wolf. And I tried to, go on and ask, was he gonna, review the other stuff about like him sitting out in front of my house and like him like sitting there mocking me for 40 minutes on that video in front of the township and all that stuff. And he was like, no, I'm not going to. And I'm like, you're not going to look into the matter. And he was like, nope, we don't care about YouTube videos. All right, man. He said that he was going to turn it over to the new internal affairs guy they got there. I guess Brad Wise is gone now, mysteriously. And now I guess they got a new internal affairs guy, some Lieutenant Elliott now.
Well, that's intriguing. Okay.
So, and I haven't heard anything back from that. You know, that's been days now, and I still haven't heard anything back on that. And that's a felony report. You know, I tried to call up to the Calhoun County Victims Unit yesterday, and you know, I guess I'll try again today. But the fact of the matter is, they don't answer the phone to me. And if they answer the phone, they tell me they're not going to talk to me and hang up.
Right.
Like, how am I supposed to get justice down here?
I hear what you're saying.
I hear you.
And then it's not even all, brother. So after all this, and the judge, you know, understands that the police have been, you know, completely derelict in their duty. You know, she understands that this is, you know, complete official misconduct. And she took it upon herself to be the one to educate this crazy neighbor, this violent attacker in court and say, hey, you know, things that you can normally do once you have a PPO against you for stalking somebody and harassing somebody, you can't do those things anymore. You know, she actually had to like break it down because the cops, and on video repeatedly, were out here going, well, I don't see what your problem is, man. Just seems like this guy's out here trying to enjoy his yard. Seems like you're the one with the problem. You know why he's got a restraining order, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, so we go that route, but what I'm saying is, even after the judge goes to all that explaining to him, and the guy he does this total sociopath thing where he head down, real humble, tells the judge, I know I'm wrong. I just want to get better and live in peace and you know, and all this. And as soon as the judge is out of the room, he was like, this is that stupid bitch public defender's fault. I'm going to get a real lawyer and get this on appeal and all this, you know. But like, then yesterday, they go up to my wife's work, up to the township office there for the quote unquote coffee and donuts time. Him and the woman go up there to like harass my wife up there with Corporal Wolf up there, chilling out with this supervisor that's driving all this stuff against me. And I don't mind to tell you, but dude, these people are not turning around. They are full steam ahead. They're completely busted out on this fraud in this nearly $6 million water project now. Come to find out, this weed mega grow is having their water delivered, trucked in right now until they can get this water supply hooked up to them. So they're stealing federal state tax dollars, misappropriating it to hook up a water supply to a weed grow for profiteering and revenue, you know? Billing it all to everybody. And like I said, it's no amount of exposure stopping them. They've got on the master plan. I went to the planning commission meeting that they kicked me off the planning commission so they can sneak this stuff through. Remember how I told you I exposed her stealing the public beachfront as her own public property, her and the prosecutor both out there at St. Mary's Lake? They've got it marked on the master plan to change their property over to a new special zoning designation of residential waterfront. They don't own any waterfront, brother. Like I pointed this out at the planning commission meeting to the engineer that got put out, and he says, "Oh, look, you're absolutely right. Those people don't own up to the lake. That's not waterfront. They've got this on the master plan ready to go through, and not just for her. They've got like the building official Mark Hires, who's also a trustee, and a bunch of other positions. They got his personal property marked for a new zoning designation to make his stuff more marketable as well."
We talked about some of this stuff before, and it's obviously an ongoing type of thing, right?
For sure.
So, you know, I know that, you know, as we talked before about, you know, what a county prosecutor can do. Obviously, jurisdiction is limited to counties, right?
Right.
But then, you know, a lot of this stuff is, you know, the sort of things you're saying, statewide, but also more so statewide long-term. That would be
I have. I mean, not some of the newest developments, but you know, a lot of this stuff, and I get nowhere. I don't even get a response.
Let me ask you, sort of, how are you reaching out, or who are you reaching out to for that type of thing?
Like I've tried calling and sending in, you know, like digital
Sorry,
things online through the website and stuff. You know, I even have a copy back of my official, like, of my complaint sent back to them, you know.
Yeah. And what did they looked at it and
It just says it'll be reviewed, and then I never hear anything back.
Because it really, I mean, I know that aspect of the process is certainly frustrating, and I've talked about that before. But that kind of thing seems like that is what they have the authority and the jurisdiction to investigate.
I think it's pretty clear
Man,
people get killed by the pigs more than any of them.
There just has to be
that can
someone
change quickly.
somewhere in the law
It can come
enforcement
for everybody's
state
guts.
or
You
country
have
that
piles
gives
of
a crap
pigs.
about this stuff. I mean, these people are, you know, my wife is having to go to work every day. They're doing stuff like barging into her office and declaring to her that they're going to sue all of my assets away, and she better not be attached to me. You know, this is her work day. They're up there moving offices around this week to. These are supposed to be the professionals at our township. This is how they're treating the elected treasurer because of a personal bias toward me. You know, like I've told you, I think before, you know, I post a video exposing their corruption online, and they go busting into my wife's office and demanding to her that I must not love her, or else I wouldn't be putting her through this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No. This is they barged into my wife's office in a group of the township officials and employees, like an intervention, for hours, with a planned packet of paperwork that she had the township assessor print up and accost her to try and prove to her that I was wrong, which the idiots gave me a bunch of paperwork that proved exactly what I was saying. But they submitted this huge packet of paperwork to her to go home and to take to me and all this. And they accosted her in her office for hours, telling her that Joni was a medical professional and that she was diagnosing me as, you know, type this or whatever that, you know, disorder, and that she was unsafe and they wanted to give her a safe place to go and stuff like this. These people are insane, man. They're like you know, if the governor is anything she claims to be, well, why won't she stand up and protect another woman? Why won't the attorney general stand up and protect another woman? We got Battle Creek police coming up there in number to bully, harass, and intimidate my wife.
Has your wife made any complaints?
No, you know, she's just, I got to tell you, she's just mainly overwhelmed, just trying to keep up the job as the township treasurer. You know, and
Justin, hold on, Justin, just a second.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, I really do, trust me. But it is in a lot of the things regarding various different statutes, right? Whistleblower statutes, criminal statutes. The person who is the person aggrieved, right? The person who is the victim of it, they have to make the complaint. Now, there are things that you can do, like say, you know, you can make a complaint on behalf of your kids, right?
Oh, shit. The news is back on, too.
You can make your complaint on someone you have a conservatorship or a guardianship or something like that. But generally speaking, if it is an adult, a grown adult who, you know, sound mind, sound body, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
They have, if she feels stalked, if she feels harassed, if she feels accosted, you know, she can tell you about it, and obviously your husband's going to be upset. Like, that makes sense, right? But in order, a lot of times, for anything to be done with that, she would have to be the one that would have to make that same complaint, because she is the complaining witness. So, you know, she would be the one that would be necessary for any type of, whether it's civil suit, criminal charges, whatever. So if she feels that way, she needs to try to do the same sort of thing, right? So then, especially as reason that if she feels that way, that she needs to do it.
Well, you know, they've dropped it now, but they already had
You can say the name
retaliatory
of it.
charges against her. You know, I don't know if you remember me telling you, but they had charged her with assault and battery for trying to stand in the way of my attacker. They've dropped it now, of course, but you know they've got the intimidation effect in force. You know, and look at what's happening to me, man. You know, people say, "Oh, well, you know, has your wife followed in all your footsteps?" Why the hell would anyone follow in my footsteps? Look what they're getting away with doing to me.
And I think that's sort of the other thing is that, like again, given all the things that you said and sort of the history, the antagonism and whatnot, that having an additional person make the complaints of the things that happened to her and how she feels about it, I think that would go a way towards.
Yeah, you're speaking in context of literature. Don't worry about that. I'm trying to figure it out. Team for the government.
I will tell you that there's a lot of things that are difficult to do in terms of an elected official because of the nature of elected officials and privileging elected officials, right?
I mean, technically, there's a lot of militia / guerrillas out there anyway, so
special recall elections, voting someone out, things like that.
the organization may take a minute to get started, but there's definitely going to be. I read it the other day, just something about.
I look at it like this. I like you know, to address you
How
as
many
the champion of
body
justice.
bags are you going to need for the?
Just like when
The
you
cops,
know
when they
a
come
couple
for
of women have the courage to come out on an abuser, and then maybe 10 or 20 more also get that courage once they see the wheels of justice turning. This is going to be that situation, I believe. I believe you're going to have not just my wife come forward with complaints, but I think you're going to have a flood of them come forward with these people. And it's going to take it's going to take a champion of justice. You know, like you take this dirty cop and hang his head on the wall for burying these reports. People are going to start putting those complaints in.
Well, and that's again, I think. Again, I say like, hey, there's another, transfer you to another department, right? That's what you realize that.
Right.
But that's the thing that I think the AG can do. Like that's what I don't.
Well, I will try again. You know, I will try again a fresh time with. I've retried a lot of stuff, and I will retry again to get through to the Attorney General's office.
Did you? And I'm trying to find out.
You know, I want to point out to you before we leave the issue though. When Corporal Wolf was hiding this report of home invasion in April, while he was hiding that, just a few days or maybe a couple weeks or so after that, he was in court testifying against me as the perceived aggressor and antagonist to try and get the PPO lifted for the stalker. Him and 2 other Battle Creek officers. While hiding the home invasion report. Did he forget? Was he drunk on the job? Has he got amnesia? You know, and how about this one? How about a corporal? How about some low corporal? He's never even got a promotion up to sergeant in 20 years. How about a corporal who has the autonomy to go over to the township office and hang out with this corrupt supervisor for an hour or 2 hours or so, anytime he feels like it? Or hang out at the boat launch staring up at my house for all day, the day before I have court? Or to just go and visit apparently these people at his leisure. what corporal has this kind of autonomy, to just go where he wants, to go and show up to court in uniform on duty and spend the whole day at court waiting to testify against him? What kind of corporals have this autonomy? This is obviously not a single actor, sir. Did a corporal hide the report by himself? You're telling me only a corporal touches a report, a felony home invasion report, before the prosecutor's office?
That's the thing. I can't tell you what Calhoun County does. I can tell you that the things that you're saying to me are obviously not the things that I would be okay with my people, that do my officers and whatnot. But I keep in mind the ones I work with, they're not like I have any control over. But I hear what you're telling me. I suppose the thing about it is, as we've talked about, my authority and my powers are limited, and I'm actually, while we're talking, I'm trying to find the best sort of department to talk to at the Attorney General.
Well, sure, but I would just share this. When I was at the phone company, the years that I was working at the phone company, I had 2 separate occasions where I ran into a situation of absolute child endangerment. There's no way in any kind of good conscience I could have walked away from the situation. All right.
Yep.
As a phone company lineman, I had 0 authority to do anything for those kids. Do anything to the people endangering them, to affect the situation.
He's already sounded like he's going to hand it off.
Anything. No authority. I'm just a repairman there.
Yep.
But what I could do was make the report. And the report carried a lot more weight coming from a randomly encountering working professional, of a working professional status in the trades. It was a report that carried more weight. I got people out right then and there, both times. So that's all I'm saying. The only reason I'm taking the time to bend your ear with this stuff, brother, is I will definitely follow your advice and contact the Attorney General again, but I also believe that you should as well. I also believe just because it's not your department doesn't mean that you can't make a report.
Here's why I'm telling you that, like, sort of the issue that I have had.
Right? Yeah, because I don't want them coming after me either, is what he's saying.
Having been in the situation that you just talked about on being a lineman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that everything that you're telling me,
He's scared.
I have not witnessed, right? So if I made any kind of a complaint, I would say it's all based on the word of this person. It's all based on the word of this person. You got to talk to him, because I don't know anything.
Right.
I have not witnessed anything. I have not seen the things that you have seen. I don't have the documents that you have that are your documents, right? Your videos, etc. And it's obviously, your videos are all right there, right? Anyone can watch them, but you're the one who can see them. That's what I'm trying to do. Basically trying to find the best way to, I don't want best way, but a more direct way for you to file.
Well, I think this is obviously one of the main places that our law enforcement system needs reform, sir. It's an absolute stonewall against reporting corruption.
Okay. Right? I think corruption needs to be rooted out in any way, shape, or form, because the founding the hallmark of a good system is one that obviously makes sure that there is no corruption. So that's the ultimate goal. So I don't disagree. That's why I'm trying to find, a good way or a good department that is a specific sort of one for that. Which unfortunately will always be true. So, I'm going to keep looking. I don't want to just have you on the phone while I try to find something. But I've got your email, obviously. And if I find something, I will let you know. I'll send it.
Are you also going to get back to me about whether or not that there's going to be additional charges based on the claims of him being on duty, acting in proper performance of his duty?
One, yes, that's something that's obviously new to me. And so let me see what I can find out about that. There are a lot of that sort of thing, like criminally speaking, right? That there isn't really a charge that is an enhancement for, say, a police officer. Like, say a police officer punches you in the face, right? That I'm checking. I'm not really seeing anything that I can think of offhand that makes that other than just a assault and battery outside of the scope
Well,
of their.
except that in the video.
Let me just keep going for a minute, all right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Sorry.
So that is on the criminal side. Then, as I said, I think we talked about it before, right? There is the civil side of it.
Correct.
Which that's when, hey, someone's acting under color of law, the federal section 1983, that, blah, 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 things that you can do on the civil side of it. But a person, there are certain things that can be, right, depending on what happened. But, like, for what this was, where I'm charging with an assault and battery.
Yeah, here's the deal. He sounds just like a pig.
I'm not aware of anything that would change the criminal charge, based on them after the fact indemnifying him and saying that he was acting as a whatever his suspicion was. So, there's other things that the civil side, the federal civil rights side, and all that kind of stuff that.
Comments coming in now on
My only question to that is that in the
Oh,
video
videos.
he announces himself as being an agent of the prosecutor's office and an on-duty sheriff's deputy.
Right. Yes.
And that's what makes me wonder if that is an illegal arrest.
And that type of a thing, no, because he wasn't arrested. But again, that type of thing, a lot of it relates to the civil side, not a criminal penalty.
Okay.
So, and it's really sort of, acting outside of their authority.
Yeah, going up and down with the subs big time today.
A police officer at all.
Look at that.
He wasn't a cop, right? But he had a badge and he had a gun and he said he's a cop. Well, then that's a whole different set of charges. But what sort of that you're referring to is not a criminal charge. That is more of a civil issue. So.
Okay.
What's going on? This coffee. It's hard to get notifications.
Obviously, federal stuff as well. Like, if you printed them all off, you probably kill for it. So, there's lots of different convoluted things with it, but based on my experience, my knowledge of it, yeah, it doesn't change it from the assault battery on the criminal side. But that doesn't mean that I'm not, I'm checking. Because obviously you don't have the entire code for every criminal statute. So, that's another thing that if I find out something different, I will let you know.
Well, if you watch the video, he very clearly announces. He says, "You dumbass, you know that I'm a sheriff's deputy," and then he says, "I'm with the prosecutor's office. This is not a public meeting. This is between me and you. I work for the prosecutor's office," as he's wrenching my hands.
Which is exactly why I am on this case, and I'm Calhoun County prosecutor. So, I think that's how I got it. Yeah, I will keep checking, but what I'm aware of now, I don't know of anything with this, but I am.
Detainment is an arrest.
Okay, I will follow up with the Attorney General's office tomorrow then, sir.
Well, if I find something on that, like I said, a person, better department, one thing we always try to talk about, like every person ever who's called any kind of agency and they get put
From here's the deal.
Press 1 to go here. It's just it's not a pain in the ass. It's a lot easier if you can be like, call here, talk to this person.
Right.
And if I can find that, then I will send that to you. Okay?
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Well, you have a good day, Adam. God bless you, brother.
You too. Hey, take care of your leg, then. All right.
I will. Thank you.
All right. Take it easy.
Okay. So probably not a lot of surprise there for y'all to know that that's always that's not my department exactly kind of a thing, but I'm going to be informing everybody. Judy who? Jody? Can I just change your name to Judy? Jody who? Good to see you. Shirley Z, good to see you. Douglas Fox, good afternoon. Steve Summers, hey brother. Bethany, thanks for being here. inDOCtriNATION, afternoon. Lenny Cottingham, thanks for moderating. Hit that like button for Lenny, everybody. Prairie, good afternoon. Sweden Observer, good to see you. DG1, what's up? Chris Sears, hello, Mr. Sears. How satful? Qualified immunity needs to go right in the trash that it came out of. That is the most trash law that ever existed. J.M. Franklin, hello. Fluff Dog, looks like you got edited out. You're going to have to come more correct. Small Town Audits, good to see you. Yeah, subscribe to Jeff. Thanks, Lenny. I appreciate that. Jeff's a good man. It was good to hear a lot of that stuff from the special prosecutor, at least on the spirit of how he feels about
Special
it.
prosecutor means he's appointed. Who's he appointed from?
Does
Who's
encourage
appointing
me.
this special
Some
prosecutor?
people might just look at stuff like that as lip service. It matters to me. He's willing to speak publicly. He knows he's being heard.
Who's appointing this?
I applaud him for it. I think it's brave.
Yeah.
Michelle.
This means he's from another area.
One-eyed cat. Good to see you. Jeff, thanks for being here.
Usually special prosecutors are appointed to investigate a certain thing that's going on.
Old guy racing.
Crime.
Racing over.
Incident.
See my cat in the background. John DeNicola, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Douglas Fox, I like to say your name twice anyway, if I already did. And on Mouse, good to see you. Viral Shredding Zombie. Reviewed and tossed in the garbage, yeah. Sadly, it's too much of what goes on. Yeah, that's I appreciate his advice, and I understand the merit of what he was saying about my wife filing complaints. But the fact of the matter is that she should not have to be overwhelmed. She should not have to be doing all that it takes to be the treasurer for the township and to also be a Sunday school teacher and things like that, and then also have to take up a part-time job of fixing the corruption in our law enforcement and in our local government.
But she should at least do something about anything that's been done.
One
to her
set of shoulders only bears
in
so
regards
much.
to this.
So those
That is a
complaints will
mistake.
come in due time.
Sorry, but she should. I know he doesn't want. He wants to keep her out of it as much as possible, and it's probably hard for her because she's the treasurer. But
Very good to see you.
it's going through the chat.
The special prosecutor, I believe, is a prosecutor's assistant from Eaton County prosecutor's office, the county to the northeast of us.
Close to you.
And I think he's probably got his full caseload from there still presently as well. Barry Frost, good to see you.
He has to listen, that's why.
Yeah, I think it was a lot for him to have to take and respond to, knowing he was
Listening, but
being
is he
recorded,
here?
to be honest with you, I think he did all right. Yeah, Pat Pete, that's a good call on that one. Percy Huggins, good to see you.
He's literally trying to get through chat.
Thank y'all for bearing with me when I check back through the comments. See what everybody had to say. Cops explaining equals lying. Exactly right, Douglas Fox. Yeah, I guess the DG1 Fourth Amendment violation for sure, and I guess what he's saying is all that gets handled in civil court. Apparently, there's no criminal charges for violating your rights like that, only civil. Doesn't seem right, but yes, some other lawyers, I suppose. Carol Trainer, good to see you. Court date for the case. 1 second. Dingman trial is set for March 14th at 8:30 a.m. Thank you, Carol, for asking.
Oh, I need to check.
News Now Ninja, good to see you.
Okay, he's almost at the end.
Much love.
All right, bud. Yeah, I'm going to cut this in about a half hour anyway, so sweet. Yeah, day off, but still meetings. I get it, believe me. Tomorrow's my day off, and I get to go out to
Who is Dorset? Is that a place?
the detox center and fix TVs. Okay, he didn't respond to that, though?
All right, well, this has been a long video, but the first huge part of it was unavoidable for getting that information to the special prosecutor's office. I'm going to get ready for tonight. There's a township meeting tonight. Anybody local, please come. Bedford Township Hall and Fire Station at the dead end of Gildricks Avenue, just south of West Michigan. Battle Creek address, locally called Urbandale. You can show up tonight. We're hoping to have a full house to let them know what we think of corruption. I mean, anybody could hear. Watch this video. You could hear what the special prosecutor appointed by the Attorney General thinks of the way they do it here in Calhoun County. Sounds like he's embarrassed of them. Sounds like he's ashamed of them. But we're gonna keep pursuing justice, and thanks, old guy. I wish everyone in the comments could especially be there, and I am gonna keep pushing for the transparency and accessibility for our township, for there to be able to have people attend the meetings via Zoom and make comments, even if they're not able to attend in person. So we're gonna keep pushing these matters of justice. We thank God for all the mercy and protection that we've had so far, and we're gonna have faith that it's gonna come out right all the way. Have a good evening, everybody. I'll see you at the township meeting or later. God bless you.
Shit. Okay. Yes, for sure. Yeah, I might still be here, or I might even do a mobile stream later on at the factory just for the shits and giggles. Have a good meeting. Is he still alive? No.
Going. Oh, the ellipticals. Yeah, ellipticals. lip ticklers. I mean, ellipticals.
Run it. Run, Forrest, run. Run, Forrest, run. Give it steps there, baby. That step line already looks exhausting.
Doesn't it though?
It does look exhausting.
That's hard on the knees for sure.
Yeah, it is. Whoa. That's just getting moved in there, ain't it?
Well, here's the weight benches where you can lift the weights and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Two weights. Nice.
No, not too many free weights that I can see. There's some. This person on the floor's got a free weight in her hand doing sit-ups.
Oh, gee. Pilates.
Oh, here's some like barbell, or not barbell, but some ball-shaped free weights right there. Yeah. Place is huge. I have never seen a fitness center quite this big.
That's quite large, isn't it?
Yeah. Super sized.
Super tight, Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
It's Planet Fitness Plus.
What's this?
What is this? Think you come again? You can stash short of this. The rest of it?
Yeah. look at her face. Oh my God.
Cheese ravioli with meat sauce, chicken, steak fajita, bacon cheeseburger, homies, and a baby grease. Oh, I don't need a baby grease.
That lady turned around and saw me, and the weird look on her face was hilarious.
Oh, look.
Yeah, it's a little chilly.
Getting cold in about a minute.
Look at the look on the guy's face. He's like, huh? He's got an extra quizzical look on his face. Well, that one's all smiles, and she waved. That was cool.
It's called the West Side. West Side where the bar.
Oh, like West Side Deli, maybe?
West Side. It says right there on the seat. West Side.
Oh, Family
Coney
Diner.
Island. West Side Coney Island.
Oh, is it Coney Island?
Yeah, West Side Coney Island.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, West Side Coney Island. That's
Right on.
No. Family Dining. West Side Family Dining.
Yeah, that's what it says on the menus right there.
Oh, yeah, it does. West Side Family Dining.
Yeah.
Right there on the menu.
Cool.
I wonder if the food's any good in there.
I don't know.
I don't know. I like tasty food.
Right.
So who are you guys filming for?
What's that? Oh, we're independent journalists.
Okay.
So we're filming for ourselves.
Well, you drive the bus. Yes, I do.
Awesome.
Have a good night.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Wonder how late that place is.
She looks like a young Marissa Tomei.
They close at 9, so we can come in there and grab a bite to eat when we're done here. Looks like Great Clips is still open.
Gosh, it's so cold.
At least we're out of the wind.
He's playing with a ball. He's playing with balls.
Big ball. He's a big baller.
He's a good baller.
I would imagine you could sit in on the court case.
Oh, yeah, look at that. He's moving from the feet to his hands.
Huh.
Wow.
That's interesting.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. It is. I really like it. Really cold. Yeah. He's all sweaty, and stuff. Gross. You're gonna need a shower when you're done. I'm not gonna need a shower because I'm for freezing. I'm not
Right.
hot shower to be tall.
Right? Pause.
Right. Right. What? Go inside. Leave me alone.
Go inside and leave me alone. Go inside and leave me alone. Bye. Bye, Felicia.
This is the public area. Your domain's inside the glass. So bye-bye. Bye-bye. No, it's not.
You'll learn. Call the cops. You'll find out the hard way, partner. Ain't nobody commit no crimes. No need to call the police, but you're welcome to if you want. I'll wait. Right here with my camera.
Yeah, some things are shoved right up there.
Looks like it's got a drawstring in it.
Oh, look, they already got a cop right there. See him sitting on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they got a cop in there.
They got a piggy in there already. They got a piggy in there already. Look at there. Piggy in there already. You gonna call Cupcake?
Oops, I dropped my piggy.
You dropped your piggy. Oh no.
Piggy fall down. That's funny. They're so butthurt.
That's a tree. And then I start going fast. I just want to stop because it's dangerous. I don't want to go too fast through here. Pull a Sonny Bono. There's my shadow right there. Fuck. What up? All right, here we go. Oh, fuck. Yep, I'm stuck in the fucking trees now. Damn it. Stop. Look how far my hand goes in. Trying to push down to it just keeps going down. Live streaming, trying to get out of these. Go. I'm just gonna throw the rest of this away. So I gotta get out of this mess. All right, let's go. Okay, stood up. It's half the battle standing up. Can't even see my board anymore. Got a lot of nice aspen trees. Woo! In meeting, but watching from the side eye. All right. Let's get a hold of this tree. I can't reach it. Oh, I got it. I got it. Oh, okay. Now, ready to go down. Caution. It's not made for kids. Okay, I'm out of the trees. Ooh, damn. A little windy.
Oh,
does this slow-mo work? Oh, it's working on that Pornhub I was just doing. Oh, I don't know how it works. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to do another video. I can't leave this one. I'll just add that bit at the end for myself.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares, sitting right there. But if I lay
heading
down
out.
and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored?
Peace, everybody.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free. You know I'm addicted to you, and it's twisted. You've been gifted with the evil voodoo. Got me coming back for more, even when I've been screwed. Dolls full of pins.
The other day, when I was in Youngstown, I told you guys that I was being stalked, and I was. So these are the recent screenshots that we just took off the Discord account. So this one right here says, and you guys can take a look at it. Sorry about that. He's crossed over into Maryland. You see? So he's crossed over into Maryland. So right there, you guys can see that I'm being stalked. So it gets a lot worse. I'm sorry for the orientation. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. That was nice of you. So there is a Discord account, and I'm not going to say the name because I've never said this person's name, but this Discord account needs to be reported because the Discord account is called Stalking Me. That's the name of the Discord account. It's called the Chili Watch. And it would be one thing if this was just a parody or a fun account, but it's not. It actually, what they did was they tracked me to the Airbnb I was staying in. Right there. Let me go like this so you guys can see it. They stalked me to the Airbnb that I was staying in. And I guess it might be easier if I just go like this. That'll be easier. So you see this? And so this guy's name is Sean. That's his actual name. His name is Sean.